And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by Machcine Washable.
Nip.
Mojito.
J-Mart.
The Mask, Chris Massey.
And the Red Baron.
Okay. Kendall, say something really quick.
Can you hear me?
No.
Let's try me on 9.
There you go.
There
That
you
works.
You suck.
Hey, we had it reversed.
We are now taking applications for a new host.
And just like that, we are done with the Riddler. Thank you for joining us. Anywho, Mass, what are we doing here?
You're the host now.
God, I'm the host now?
You're the host now.
I thought it was just a
Read it off
recurring
with
guest.
NHL talk. Go ahead.
This is going to end so poorly.
Who's fourth in assists?
Rick Nash.
It's a trick question. It only matters about hits.
Rick Nash.
Yep. So we're
Giannis.
here. Do we have a name? Is there a new name? We're recording live from PPRN
Studios.
Radio Network Studio.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was no name given to me. They always say where we're recording from. Live. It's Saturday night. That's probably copyrighted. But around the horns. What's everyone drinking? We'll kick things off with J-Mart.
So I have from Thimble Island a double coffee stout.
Our friends from Thimble Island.
Yes, our very good friends.
Chris Massey.
Where's Shark Top from?
Probably St. Louis.
Okay, sure. St. Louis. I'm trying
I
Shark
think it's
Top
just made by Anheuser-Busch.
Sunset Orange. Is it?
It's made by Anheuser-Busch.
I think so.
Yeah. So he's drinking Shock Top Sunset Orange. He doesn't like to talk into the microphone.
I don't know how much more in the mic I could be.
From Connecticut Valley Brewing Company, I have Devil's Hop Yard.
You drank that last week.
I did not.
Mock did.
We're already double dipping.
Well, hey, I haven't had it yet, so we can compare notes at the end.
You won't, though.
I will.
Souls?
Sounds good, but you
Oh,
won't.
Mojito?
We're going to read our journals to each other.
What? First of all, say it again. Say it
Talk
with
over me again.
conviction.
We have some problems here.
With conviction, Souls. Tell them.
From Thomas Hooker Brewery,
What
I
are you
have
drinking?
Super Duper Double Citra from Bloomfield, Connecticut.
He's so excited for it. I have from the Czech Republic a Staropramen.
Build that wall.
Won't be really effective.
Well, if you build it high enough.
Let's go like
What is it called?
Staropramen.
Is that actually pronounced correctly?
I believe so.
All right. I almost said from the PepsiCo company. I have from Two Roads Brewing in Stratford, Connecticut, their new spin-off of Too Juicy, Lil Juicy. Lower ABV.
Sounds like a rapper.
Souls is
Little
getting
juicy, yeah.
pretty excited.
Like,
over
yes,
here.
Lil
We have
Juicy.
4 different Connecticut breweries on the
I'm
show.
going to try that one later.
4 different CT breweries on the show. Toast of Excellences. I'll go first. So mine's to Dennis Rodman. I don't know if anybody else saw his big secret reveal on Instagram. Did anybody?
No.
So Dennis Rodman a few days ago said that he had this big secret he wanted to reveal, and that he was finally ready to admit what he had to reveal.
Is it that he's actually an alien like MIB told us it was?
No, very cool. So then he posted a thing that like Instagram took my video down immediately, said I couldn't post it, then posted like screenshots of him like on the phone with Instagram, but it just said Instagram and like all this stuff, and then he finally got the video back up, and so it was him doing one of those like cards like things where like you have it written on it. It's like, my name is Dennis Rodman, I have a secret, throws it away.
Yeah.
I'm finally ready to reveal it. I hope you guys can still accept me. I love you no matter what. And then he throws the last card away, and then it's the Rickroll video.
That's
So he did
awesome.
it for like a week.
I love
The whole
that.
week just to Rickroll as many people as
It would've been
possible.
cool.
That
He
is
said-
awesome.
I'm coming back to the NBA.
Yeah, he's not.
Bringing Kim Jong with me.
That'd be cool.
Terrible front court.
Yao Ming.
My toast is to Jason Witten for breaking the
Dude,
Pro
son of
Bowl
a
trophy
bitch.
during the
You know,
ceremony there.
I think it's pretty funny that 3 guys had the same Pro Bowl like toast of excellence, and they watched a combined 0 minutes of the Pro Bowl.
Because the Pro Bowl's terrible.
The Pro Bowl's not terrible because the Pro Bowl, everyone hates the Pro Bowl because it's like, oh, it's like no, they can't tackle and this and that. The players have a great time, and that's what
The
it's
players
for.
have fun.
But that's what
get
it's
that.
for. That's what All-Stars, the All-Star Weekend stuff is for. It's for the players.
Should have
It's not
done it
for
in
us.
Hawaii.
They're probably going to do it somewhere next year. It's been raining 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
It'll be in L.A. or Las Vegas.
Rancho Field's open. Then would it be bad, Mock?
Yeah.
But would you go?
No.
Yes, you're full of shit. You
I
wouldn't
would
go
go
to the
in
Pro
a
Bowl if it
heartbeat.
was in Connecticut.
Oh, I didn't hear where you said it was.
Rentschler Field.
Oh, yeah, I would go.
Be there in a heartbeat.
Listen, I
have to
pitched
quit?
that we should all go to the Pro Bowl.
You buying?
No, Kyle. Tax
All
return.
right.
Okay, first of all, I wouldn't spend money on that. It's not a team that I want to see.
Well,
Juju?
that sounds selfish. If you're
Well,
going to spend
it's
all your money
1/32
for
of the
us,
team you wanna
should
see.
see what we want to see.
Kyle?
Anywho, my toast of excellence goes to James Harden.
For what?
Just scoring a bunch of points.
Wow.
That's all that matters.
Good.
He's averaging like 34.9 points per game. Pretty insane. Chris
You got
Massey?
Jeff?
I'm going to go with
Buy
2
my
because
time.
both of them are very stupid.
Okay.
One of them is just a toast to my team because I wasn't here last week.
Yikes.
Hey,
Good
listen, shout out to the refs for being horrible.
Good choice. Good choice for Jeff's seating arrangement.
Yeah.
And
Get your
And-
mitts off me, souls.
And thank you to Anthony Davis for actually giving us something to talk about tonight.
hey, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, so suck it. Sorry.
J Mart?
So I have the Hennessy in my hand here because I can't remember if this was one last week, but it's going to go to Mariano Rivera.
No.
No?
Unanimous.
I think that happened after the show.
Unanimous for the Hall of Fame.
That happened after the
First
show.
ever.
I don't remember.
I think it happened on Tuesday.
All right, good. We're safe for now.
Don't act like you don't want to drink it.
Oh, I still do, but
Take a sip.
only if it's
I doctored that up
proper.
today.
Well, do we have to do around
Wait, is
the
that
horn?
private stock?
That's the private stock.
Oh,
Oh,
so
it's
this
not-
isn't even Hennessy.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, no, it
Oh,
is
it's
Hennessy.
I'm
It's
excited,
just-
but it's just the private stock.
So we have to do around the horn.
Baron,
Well, all right then.
besides throwback jerseys?
Always throwback jerseys. Well, the Dennis Rodman was a good. I was looking at that earlier. That was going to be mine, but
That's why I went
careful.
first.
Mine is to the brand new studio. Easy cop out.
I was hoping someone was going to do it.
But it's beautiful. It's
It is.
awesome.
It is. It looks good.
Here you go. It's probably the worst one
Kind of
yet.
what jersey are you wearing?
Eric Molds, Buffalo Bill great. This was my father's jersey. It resides in my closet.
He wasn't better than Peerless Price.
I think they're just as good.
I think
and
he's
actually, I
better
prefer.
than Peerless Price.
I think I may prefer Peerless Price, but I like
Who
Eric
was the
Molds.
second team Peerless Price?
Wow.
Atlanta.
Wow.
I already toasted mine because this conversation's going to go on for a long time.
Yeah,
Well,
let's correct this.
I know you missed it, but we're all wearing the jerseys.
Paul's not.
I
Paul
know,
didn't get the
I
memo.
know. But we just heard who Kendall's wearing. Kyle?
I'm wearing Ben Simmons.
Boo.
Underneath it, Jimmy Butler.
That's a,
Under. That's so funny.
You know what's great? Kendall can't drink any more private stock.
Oh, he's too far away.
Yeah.
That's great.
Just throw it at him.
Hypothetically, it can work its way around, and then Rita can
Oh.
do the assist.
Do you really trust Rita?
Well, I guess
Don't
not.
do that. Jeffrey, who are you wearing?
Drew Brees. He's a losing quarterback.
He goes,
Mark, who
"Ugh."
are you wearing?
Jeff in the car said he had the Drew Brees jersey. I was like, oh, is it the Pro Bowl one?
Mean. That was mean.
I thought it was funny.
I was going to wear my Pro Bowl jersey today, but then I found it had stains on it.
Which one?
I have a LaDainian Tomlinson.
My heart
Oh, I
has
thought you were talking about
stains
Asshole
on
kind
it.
of stains.
I'm wearing my Odell Beckham Jr. jersey. Mass?
I have my Todd Gurley jersey on.
All right. Paul's
The
sporting
worst
that.
part is they didn't even use him.
No, he was a piece of shit that
They
game.
just.
I think he's hurt.
I think they're arresting
He's
him.
not hurt.
Well,
I think
I'll
he's playing hurt.
I'm not wearing it, but
Listen,
I have a brand new, very heavily used Kurt Schilling jersey. I'll wear that next week. Now that I know the memo. You guys are a bunch of dicks. So, the Super Bowl.
I told
coming
you
up?
I was wearing my jersey.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
So we'll get the Super Bowl coming up. So might as well
Yeah,
lead it off with that. No?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
So I got this like deer in headlights look. And anytime something happens that's not like not me, everyone's just like,
Whoa.
Well, this is the first show at the new studio, so we're working out a couple kinks here and there. But
Kendall's breaking stuff. Per usual.
breaking nada.
You don't know that.
I don't. Can't confirm nor deny
You guys
allegations.
want to talk about do you guys want to talk about the Super Bowl at all? Like,
Yeah.
Previews. All right, Souls, lead it off.
So we got the Rams and the Patriots.
Rematch.
Can I stop you right there? Paul, we didn't get a chance to do our thing where you give us the player. Our trivia question.
Everything.
You know what, Kendall? You've earned some private stock for your good behavior.
I will. Listen, we have an order here. Somewhat of an order. And I want to taste my private stuff. Peter, would you like some private stock? No? Well,
Kind of have to.
he doesn't have to do that.
Think about it.
Put some hair on your head. That's the saying, right?
Wow.
All right. So, running back Ryan Grant played from 2006 to 2012. He played one season with the Giants. He then played 4 with the Packers, 1 with the Redskins, then was on the Packers practice squad and was cut. He has 956 attempts for 4,148 yards and 27 touchdowns. 2 receiving touchdowns for 760 yards on how many receptions?
58.
It's a good guess. It's a good guess.
Thank you.
I'm going to go with 89.
65.
God, I hate him. Hate him more than
He's a rat with that one.
94.
86.
The loser is Kyle.
Kyle loses.
The loser is Kyle.
Kyle loses. Jeff was off by 1 again.
Wow.
Second week in a row.
Would you like
Wow.
to
Damn.
private stock
Send the
to
private
celebrate?
stock back to Kyle.
Rita, what's in
Wait, I think Kyle also has something he wants to present today.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Finally.
First of all, this is on Kendall. But Jeff won fantasy.
Well,
so-
listen, how appropriate.
Hold on. Why don't you give a little... Tell me how my season went.
I don't know, Jeff.
You were there.
All I heard
attention.
was you were a piece of shit.
Tell me how it all went, Kyle. How'd it go?
You sucked, then you became good, and you won.
No. Let's break it down.
Here's what happened. Amari Cooper really shafted
break it
Mock
down.
out of the fantasy title this year.
So I knock out Mock from playoff contention.
That was Amari Cooper.
And then, what was it, like 6-7 games versus everyone in the top?
Listen, I was never there, so.
Except, that's why I didn't play Kendall. But the greatest feeling in the world was just, come on. Give me, yeah.
Look at that.
Taking a shower?
Yeah.
For you guys
Imagine if
watching
he
at home-
broke it.
Where's Jason Witten?
That's something that 53 people in New Orleans aren't doing. And
That's what I'm saying.
I like that.
It's all right.
But actually, I held the
Double
trophy.
doink, baby.
So Soul's
Welcome to
entire
the winner's
reign
circle.
took place at my basement floor. I mean, my bedroom floor.
Do you know if I kept it, it would have got broken.
Some guy registered his car in Chicago, and it said DBL Doink, and they totaled his car. They totaled his car.
Oh, that's
There's pictures of it. They slashed all his tires. They broke all the windows. They removed the hood and the engine block. Then they put the engine block in the front seat.
That's even better.
They just destroyed this car. It was a brand new like Sonata. I mean, so it was worth $5. But I mean, it's just
They knew what they were
Is that
doing.
what you drive,
Sonatas
Sonata?
are dumb.
Yeah, I gotta sit down.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Peasant.
Yeah. Mine was 6 though.
You have any car troubles yet?
Won the very first one.
At my gas during the ice storm, the interior of my gas tank froze.
Oh, yeah?
Didn't have enough gas in the car. Nope.
No, I said it wrong. So
The gas cap.
the gas cap around the gas cap all froze. You should have seen me. I'm trying to get gas. I'm like using my elbow to break the ice. I look like an idiot. And then I just left. I didn't get gas.
So the guy behind you
That's
waiting at
the
the
best
pump.
part.
Come on, what the hell?
You know, if you just poured gas on it, it would have defrosted.
Listen, they
Or-
scare me with
Or
all
like
that
a
stuff
cup
they
of
have
hot
written there.
water from the kitchen.
Something.
I was
You could have
mad.
peed on it and it would have done it.
You couldn't talk
No,
to
you
me.
breathe on it. Just
Kendall, you
breathe
could
on
have
it.
just like lit a match there.
The-
I heard that's good to do at gas pumps.
I can't see the gas coming out. But you couldn't reason with me at the time, so I just left.
I can only imagine how mad you were.
Oh my god! Some guy got the stink eye. Like, he didn't deserve
He
it.
also got a full tank of gas.
He did. That guy was the real winner that day. Screw him.
Paul, what do you got for the Super Bowl?
No, Kyle was leading it off. Kyle, and then he was interrupted
Go ahead, Kyle.
by
yeah,
Kendall.
anything else,
Hey,
Kendall?
we need to
So
do
before
that.
I get into it?
I'm just about wrapped up.
All right. So we got the
Let me cut you off right there. Go
we
right
got
ahead.
the Rams and the Pats.
Yeah.
All right, and that's Kyle's prediction.
That's all we got to worry about. You know, you got the Patriots who are going to do the Patriots thing. The Rams are who the fuck knows how
the
good
whole
they're
game
going to
just
play.
depends if the Rams play defense or not. It's really all it's going to be.
It's whether or not they can get to Brady.
I don't think it's that. I just think it's if they can play defense.
It's
if they
like
can...
how much can they pay the refs this game?
Who?
The Rams.
How
You're
have we
gonna say
gone
that
full
with the Patriots play?
Because what's going to happen is
I
that
was
Brady's
gonna
going to
say,
get
you-
those calls
You're talking.
because it's Tom Brady.
But how much does the league want a championship in LA?
Who cares what that league wants?
Ryan Gosling's not ready for the Lombardi Trophy.
No, he's not.
There, said it. I think the Pats win.
Oh God.
I do.
I think it's a tie.
That can't happen.
They're going to play for 75 hours.
I hope Brady breaks a collar.
I know it's not going to be a tie.
If that
Like
game
both
goes,
of them.
If that game
Yeah.
goes into overtime,
I hope he
the
gets a
Patriots
Troy
win.
Aikman.
It's going to go to 13 overtimes.
13.
That'd be horrible.
But they score a field goal each overtime.
That game's gonna go to like 3 in the morning, maybe later.
Way later than 3 in the morning.
Got to be like 10:30 the next morning.
Be like a cricket match. Gross.
Like, well, the punter's in to play quarterback.
Johnny Hecker.
Johnny Hecker can
Tom
do that.
Brady had to go
Tom
to
Brady
bed.
has 190 attempts.
I'd like to see a game of Hecker versus Edelman at the quarterback position because Edelman's got a cannon.
What'd you say?
Johnny Hecker played quarterback at Oregon. And,
Well, Edelman also played quarterback.
I
in
was
college.
But they were showing like Sean McVay played against Edelman in
Yeah.
college. I thought that was kind of
It's
funny.
pretty nuts.
the last time the Patriots beat the Rams, Sony Michel was 6.
Gronkowski was 12 or something.
I also
like
saw
that.
this. I thought this was interesting. The Patriots and the Rams have, like in Brady's time, Brady has only played the Rams 6 times, and all 6 games have been in different stadiums.
Yes, that's true.
Which I'm trying to think how.
So you had Foxborough Stadium.
2 Super Bowls, the Foxborough, and then St. Louis and LA.
Did they play them before they moved?
Yeah,
The Patriots?
yeah. Foxborough Stadium and Gillette Stadium are 2 stadiums.
Oh, they played them in Foxborough.
Why
Yeah.
is never a Super Bowl played at a home field?
Because it's decided ahead of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, how come no team has ever? So say it was
Well,
decided to be a Cowboy Stadium,
teams have
and then
have
Cowboys
the
won.
They would have the home field.
It would
That's
happen.
never happened in history.
It just has. Was it the Saints that came close?
Yeah. It was,
Well,
it was
Vikings last year.
Tell
Them
me that's
too.
not. Tell me
Cardinals
that's not
came
fucking
close, though,
fixed.
didn't they?
No, but well, think about it this way: what's extra fixed is you got to think of all the teams in the North that play outside that are never going to have the chance.
True.
They're never going to play in Chicago, especially after the,
Didn't they play a Super Bowl in New York a couple
Yeah,
years
a
ago?
few years
especially after that Super Bowl because it was such a bad Super Bowl and it was raining.
You don't want
and
to play in
it
a cold. Not when you're making
That's
someone
an
pay
advantage. Think of the
$3,500
Patriots
ticket.
playing in the
That's
cold
thing, like,
against.
I think.
Yeah, but if you're paying $3,500 a ticket, do you
Yeah.
really want to go to the fucking cold?
Yes.
I'd go see a Snow Bowl.
Look, just because none of these guys can prepare for weather appropriately like I can. I went to a Steelers game and everyone's like, it's going to be rainy and it's going to be cold. I packed shorts and a t-shirt. It was,
It's like
it was
You
75
didn't pack shorts. You just didn't pack.
The man who's ill-prepared is most prepared.
What's it like sliding across fucking turf at 10 below?
Horrible.
Like,
Yeah.
like
Horrible.
It's gotta be.
nice.
It's gotta be bad at 20 or like.
You ever drag
50
your dick
degrees.
through thumbtacks?
What?
Dick through thumbtacks?
Yeah.
That's on
Tallywhacker?
tomorrow's show on the Peter Pino show.
That's why this table's long.
Get a nice running start.
All right, Jeff, Super Bowl prediction.
Well, fuck the Rams. Fuck Brady.
It's another one of those instances where I have to root for the Patriots.
You don't
But
have
they're-
to.
No.
Last time he did,
No,
they won.
it's not even the Rams' fault. But I have to. And then it means they're going to win, and it's going to suck again. But you know what would be cool is if the guy that did the hit got a pick 6 or something to win the game.
See,
Just so that people remember him for that.
I think it would be cool if the Patriots won the Super Bowl for the exact opposite reason that Kendall would hate it. Tom Brady would have the same amount of Super Bowls as the next highest franchise.
Nope, let's go Rams.
Tom Brady
I didn't realize
Tom
it was
Brady would have
that.
6 Super Bowl wins, and that's what the Steelers have as a franchise.
Oh, but it's the Steelers.
Mhm.
Would make me very upset.
Oh, this is
Especially
tough.
when he wins another one, and Tom Brady has more rings than the franchise has.
Oh man.
Does
I
nobody
respect
else have
Brady.
6?
Nope. Cowboys and 49ers have 5.
Tom Brady's one ring away from snapping his fingers and making the NFL disappear.
Did you guys see the
Along with
photo?
Spider-Man again.
Did you see the photo of Robert Kraft in the box? I think it was during the championship game, and his cufflinks were Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
I hate him.
Me
I
too.
hate him so much.
I just hate that. I hated the day that I found out he wasn't responsible for craft singles.
This
That was what really upset me.
is anybody upset that there's 2 owners that bought boats on the worst season of the year?
That bought boats.
$100 million boats.
Who did? Jerry.
Jerry and the Saints, right? One of the guy who owned the Saints.
Well,
It was on the news today.
Let's see, that gentleman passed away.
Yeah, it's a woman now.
Was it? No,
That's
who
Gail
was it
Benson
then?
now.
If you look it up on Google, someone just bought a boat today. It was criticized by Pelosi.
I think Miss McCaskey bought the Larry Edmund Fitzgerald.
But see, Jerry bought one for $250 million.
Yeah, but Jerry is
I call
good
him
at Jerry.
Fitzgerald to reference.
Larry Edmund Fitzgerald.
Larry.
Yeah, but how did they go from the worst season to having the best ratings? I'm telling you, something's up with this fucking league. It's a new I know I keep saying it every time I come on. It's probably old. But
No,
you
listen.
go from the knee thing to having the best ratings ever at the end.
Of course.
How do you do that?
Because there was a lot
There's
of
a lot of
parody-
white people that watch football that are pissed.
There was a
I'm
lot of
just
parody
saying.
in the NFL
Yeah.
this year.
They're-
Teams actually gave the Patriots a run for their money. in
no,
the
that
NFL.
whole fucking New Orleans hit thing. Everybody keeps talking about it. They're waiting. I'm
I
telling
know.
I
you.
just want it to go away.
Well,
I
you
do too.
got to think. The Bears have had a winning season for the first time in 8 years, so that's a whole city.
Star quarterbacks didn't get hurt.
Yes.
That's
There
a big
wasn't
thing.
There wasn't a single
Star
quarterback
quarterbacks
that
didn't
got
get hurt.
They did
Aaron
emotionally.
Rodgers
Yeah,
did.
But I mean, he didn't miss like a
Doesn't
lot of time.
matter.
But
He
he
got
still
hurt.
played.
and sucked.
I understand that. But what
And
I'm saying
sucked.
is if you look at last season, like Watson went down, Rodgers was down for a while. Like big name quarterbacks that people wanted to see weren't playing.
Wentz.
Patriots win 34-27. No, 34-21.
Mock.
I have the Rams winning 27-24.
You actually think they're going to win, or you just want them to win?
Both. I do think they'll win.
Patriots winning by a fucking field goal.
Ugh.
They brought Adam Vinatieri back.
Kicked by Brady. Just to
Yeah.
I
make
tell you what.
go
I tell you
for
what.
it.
I
If Brady
wouldn't
kicks
be
the
mad.
field goal
With a
I can
broken
get behind that.
collarbone.
If Brady kicks that field goal and wins it, I'd be okay with it.
It's not going to be a
Red
high-scoring
Baron.
game. I'm telling you right now.
Red Baron, go.
I have the Patriots winning 24-14. New England, they win like every other year.
I'm putting
it
money down.
seems.
You guys
I
are
don't
all
know,
scoring too high.
Nah, I'm banking
Hey,
on the Rams defense
Is
not showing
anyone
up.
going to call Mass out for saying the Rams are going to be one and done in the playoffs?
Yeah, is nobody going to call me out for that?
No, I'll call you out.
No, I'm not going to call him out because
10-7 overtime Rams.
fuck him for going
Wow.
against his team.
Hey, that too.
I mean,
Private stock.
10-7
All of it. Well,
10-7 overtime Patriots. Sorry.
10-7?
Hey, that'd be
Ooh,
cool.
you know what? 3-2 overtime Patriots.
Hey, fuck you! You made fun of me that Get Dallas game. You all made fun of me. Remember?
3-2 can't
Listen,
happen.
they were in
Remember
the
I
toilet.
picked that score.
You're right. They were that team was in the toilet. They showed up.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I'm
Patriots.
trying.
How can you win 3-2 in overtime?
Because if
How did it go to overtime?
It'd be 0-0.
You gotta
Two is a
The
safety.
safety's over though. 'Cause
Is
that's
it?
two possessions. The offense had the ball, and then the defense scored a safety. That's
it.
the defensive possession.
Oh, that's right.
The
that's
offense
right.
would punt it back to the defense.
Onside punt.
I would just kneel 4 times and the game's over.
Yeah.
We almost got to do
Patriots 28-21.
You can't pick against your team,
I
man.
know.
It's more private.
That's
stock.
horrible.
In his defense, it worked for him so far.
Too high. Scores are too high.
So, an interesting thing, the Saints control who kind of win the Super Bowl. Every time the Saints make the playoffs,
This is
the NFC wins
exactly
Super Bowl.
what I want to talk about.
Now, that's what happened for the Eagles last year, but
That's
who
not true.
knows?
So
Who
here's
knows?
here's
That's not
something I
true.
was actually very curious about.
Every time the Saints make the playoffs, yes.
That's not true. Because the Saints made the playoffs the year that
Bears
the Bears
took 'em
went
out.
06. We destroyed Reggie because Reggie Bush did the front flip into the end zone down like 15 points.
All right, so
Got
be like
That's why I love
so
it.
be like every other media outlet. Since this date, that's happened.
So we had a conversation this time last year, and I don't know if I'll
I don't
find
know. No, because this.
Yeah, and I'm in the same mood as I was last year.
it was something to
Which
do
was
with
worse?
the
I'm
Saints.
just curious.
I don't. No, because I
This
think
one
I'm
has-
pretty,
this
I'm
was
pretty
worse
sure that
because
year.
it was like out of
We can look it up,
the
but I'm
team's
Kyle, look it up.
control.
You're
It was more a league
Matt, somebody
thing.
look it up. Whoever wants to be the mock, somebody.
What?
Look up the year the Bears went to the Super Bowl when they played the Colts. Did they play the Saints in the playoffs? Because I'm pretty sure they did. Because I think that was the year that Reggie Bush did that front flip into the end zone and
You
got
guys
fined a
knocked
bunch
us
of
out
money.
that year.
Yeah, because that was the year. That was when Reggie Bush
And
did the front
fucking
flip.
Daniel, I'm pretty sure it was Daniel Manning, not even Hester, that ran one back in the opening drive.
There's an
that
article that
was,
the
like,
Saints
regular
control
season.
the
We
Super
watched it.
Bowl.
Well, whatever. I just hated that play.
He was so mad about that.
Yeah, because I'm like, all right, they didn't kick it to Hester. Then I see
I thought it was
Daniel
that year that
Manning
they played.
The
fucking
Saints were
juking
in.
everyone out.
Kendall was
That was the
also at house
NFC
that
Championship.
I think so. I was at
Yeah.
it.
Chicago
That was
won
Bears, Saints,
39-14.
And
NFC
in 2006.
Championship.
So, but there's an article. The Saints have something to do with the Super Bowl. Every time they make it, something happens, and it came true last year.
They
Now, I
kind
don't
of get
remember-
screwed at the end of a game.
Something to do with the Super Bowl. I can't remember. We talked about it last year. This time.
I
The
did a
more
little bit
you
of
talk
research.
about it, the more I root for Tom.
I did a little bit of research today because I was curious.
Right now.
The last time a player that won Defensive Player of the Year ended up in the Super Bowl was...
Today.
He's not been named Defensive Player yet. Last one was James Harrison, I believe, and that was the year that the Steelers
Play the
played...
Cardinals.
What happened, man? You get a
Matt, you're
slur?
killing me.
One of the two. It was James Harrison
You do.
and Troy Polamalu. One of them lost, or was the year that Green Bay went to the Super Bowl against the Steelers, and the other
Yep.
one was the Cardinals. Which one came last?
The Packers one came more recent. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
More recently? Yeah.
So
Deja vu.
the last time that happened, the team that had the defensive player lost. Every year before that, they won.
That Steelers year really bothers me. Ugh.
Did it? Was it heartbreaking?
It was heartbreaking. Martin, you're not the only guy who's had some, very heartbreaking
How did that
losses.
season end there?
We lost the Super Bowl.
Yeah. What
So-
happened?
Rashad
Rashad
Mendenhall
Mendenhall
fumbled.
fumbled.
Oh.
And we drove down the
So
field.
it was a mistake,
and in a
not
fourth.
some god play or a bad no call. It was a mistake by
Yeah,
your own
you know what the
personnel.
problem- you know what the problem is with that Super Bowl, Jeff?
Sorry.
There's non-Steelers fans at this table that were equally pissed off about that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So can I
It's
legit
like
ask?
watching the Falcons beat the Patriots.
Well, it didn't.
But I'm
So
saying,
I'm just curious. I want to hear from a Saints fan on this from the aspect. Shut up, Paul.
I'm not a Saints fan.
Riddler, well-known Saints fan.
No, he was going to say something about me.
Why do they wear gold?
Well, you see now.
Do you think that there were enough missed calls before that no call? That was the most egregious, but do you agree that there were others?
Oh, they were both sides.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Just curious to hear from
And
the-
also, if they did a rematch, I wouldn't even watch it.
Mass.
Because there was so much bullshit about, there's a rule where they could replay the
It
game
would
from
be the
that spot.
funniest thing ever, though.
And I would
Article
be so,
3,
they
Part
do it
2.
so disgusted if they
you
did
do it and the Rams win 49-0.
Oh, would be hilarious. But
So, Matt,
Rule
did
17,
you
babe.
know what the word egregious meant or was before any of this talk about the call?
Google it.
I'm just asking. I'm not being an ass. I'm just curious. Because they've been throwing that word around the NFL a lot since that call. I was
You
just
know-
curious. I didn't.
Mass, we can
I don't
return
know
that
what it
bottle
means.
for 5 cents.
Not anymore.
Sure you can. Scanny's still in the back.
All right. Peel away.
And private side.
But
Mass needs some noise to make because you can't eat. You like to eat the pretzels.
I do. And I had the chance to go to Walgreens to go get them before this.
There's a Krauser's next door.
Now, that was... honestly, I don't like winning that way because that's literally all that this is going to be remembered for.
Oh no!
yes and no, though,
Fuck
because
that. You win. It doesn't matter. It's not the way you
Yeah.
want to lose.
I'm happy we
Who
won.
cares how
I
you
don't
win?
like that.
see, here's the
this
thing:
is-
that guy, at the end of the day, no one's gonna ever be upset that he made that play. He knew he was beat,
Oh, yeah.
he doesn't
He
do that,
admitted
he
that it was a
scored.
penalty and he
So-
knew what was going for.
and the fact is, we got the ball back. And I said this last week too, and it's still obviously it hurts, but we got the ball back. We had every chance to win the game right there. We had home field, we had momentum, and what they do, he laid on his back and threw the ball up in the
It's
air.
the same thing. I mean, you
That
mentioned
was another missed call, I'm just saying.
You mentioned the other missed calls. Me and Kyle were talking about this a little while ago.
Kyle and I.
I mean, the
Private side.
the Rams drive right before the no call. There was the missed face mask,
Yep.
which would have given the Rams first and goal. I think from the 1.
Yep.
So I mean, to me, I think either Gurley or Anderson gets a yard to score. It
Yeah, there's no question behind that
could have
line
all
that they
been
do.
so different. I mean, the
It
no
could have been
call
a number of
was
ways.
bad. I agree.
It was the most...
Egregious.
Trying to avoid it that time.
Precisely.
Mass, your word
But
is
yes.
egregious. Country
The
of
one
origin?
is egregious. That was the most egregious one, but
Look, I think for Jeff, as a New Orleans fan who doesn't live in New Orleans, he needs a hurricane.
A Miami
Jesus.
hurricane.
You know, I don't think that's far from the truth there. I think he's right.
If you lived in New Orleans,
Here's the
no,
thing,
no
though.
hurricane.
If they build the wall, the funding gets cut.
This
Which
was
means
my
we
favorite
struggle
missed
more, which
call
means we
of
come
the
back
entire
stronger.
game.
that means they win 3
I
in a
love
row.
Did nobody see this? This
Oh,
is
I've
my
seen
favorite thing.
What do we got?
Just the
We call that the gumbo.
just a fucking
Oh,
jump.
God.
Yeah, just jumping on his face. Just that was
There
way
we go.
after the play was called Dead too, which was
Even that,
hysterical.
like watching that game, it was a lot of. They kept saying, the refs are letting them play. The refs are letting them play. That one, was a little beyond that, but
Can we talk? Not even the no call. The worst thing about that fucking game was the whistle guy.
yeah,
All right, I got to do it. I got to ask. It's been on my mind for like 48 hours. Jeff, I need you to rank the Marshawn Lynch run, the Stephon Diggs touchdown, and the no call. Which one hurts the most? Which one hurts the least?
And the missed field goal.
I need to know. No, not the missed field goal, because
Minute here, let me.
the Marshawn Lynch run, Jeff threw Kendall out of his house for that one. In a
Did you
snowstorm
really?
or a
I
rainstorm
actually
or something.
choked him first.
Oh, he choked him, yeah?
I couldn't because there's a snowstorm. He couldn't kick me out.
Supposed to be to that there.
Yeah.
Glad I wasn't. I would have been choked.
Hey, we got
You might have actually
we
been
got
killed.
wings that day from somewhere.
Probably home.
So,
Yeah, I think it's hometown.
we doing like a 3-2-1 or no?
Yeah, which one? Yeah,
Which one is the worst? And
Yeah,
then go
3
to
hurts
no.
the least, 1 hurts the most.
All right.
Which one do you want first?
I want to hear what hurts the
3,
most.
2, 1.
What hurts the most is Stephon Diggs.
Really?
Yes.
Minneapolis.
Because of a few things. One,
He's not better than Adam
if
Thielen.
it was a well-thrown ball, it never happens.
Yep.
Yes.
2, because of the rule changes and how defenders, I mean, I wanted to be pissed off at the defensive back on that play, but I couldn't be. And it's a shame because you shouldn't have to question, can I actually do this while you're going in for a move there? Because sometimes it doesn't get called.
Evidently not. Because
So it's like to lose a game in that way, and then I've never felt more of a like, what did I just watch? I kicked my family out. My parents, I told them to leave. I looked at my son, who I just was like rubbing his head for good luck, and I just looked at him in disgust. And this
He's
is
just looking at that soft spot.
Flushed him down the
this
toilet.
is like a 4-month-old baby that I love with all my heart. And I'm looking at him like, God, what have you done?
I love that sentence a lot. I looked down at my son.
Now, I don't remember the situation. Was it a tie game when
You know,
Diggs
you
scored?
really.
Well, no, I'm asking because if he
I don't think it was.
because if he just tackled him and like took the
Yes,
call,
I know. We needed to stop, and we would have won.
So that okay,
That seems to be a trend.
Yep.
that's right. I don't remember what the situation.
So then,
The clock would have
what's
ran
2?
out.
Is 2 the Marshawn Lynch one?
No, 3 is the Marshawn Lynch one because it's so far in the past. And then
We can get it
queue
up on the screen.
we got the Super Bowl.
Well, have you seen those
And then I
videos
felt
they've been doing
okay.
with like Kyrie doing his handles, and then it switches to Steph doing something similar, and then like Kyrie driving, and then Steph finishing the layup? We could Lynch and like Diggs mash together.
Nope.
Like Lynch breaks or like Diggs
then it
catches
ends
the ball.
with the pass
Yeah,
interference.
with Lynch running. There was no pass interference. Don't call it pass interference.
Sorry,
That's true. Or helmet.
You mean the clean hit?
clean play.
It was a tipped ball.
What makes me mad is that they fined him. I mean, don't even
5 days
why
later.
fine him?
They
Why
didn't-
Five
fine
they
him?
didn't
days.
find him because he said, "Yeah, it was
Well,
helmet
listen,
to helmet."
That hurt more. It's like,
But that
so
also
you're
happens. That happens all the time. where
it's just
Play-
frustrating.
But that happens every week, pretty much, where there's hits that happen and players get fined for it, but they weren't penalized for
This
it
is what I
during the
think should
game.
happen. I think for everything just to go away, they should take the money that they find them and they should give it to the Saints for salary cap. They
No.
should put it-
$10,000.
No, it was like 26.
So, yeah,
Well,
is
that's
it?
the thing, if you look around most of the Saints roster, with the exception of Cam Jordan, everyone's kind of moved on from it, and that like the fans don't.
Blow whistles, not calls.
Yeah, he's the one guy that's kind of
'Cause that's,
stuck in it.
What are
He's
you
a
going to
hothead,
do about it? What are you
Yeah.
going to do about it?
That's what I'm saying.
I love that Akeem Hicks.
That's why I
came out
give.
and said,
That's why I
"Fuck the
give
Saints,
Kamara
it was a
so
great
much
call."
kudos. Kamara went right to the Pro Bowl and had fun. He was like,
Yeah.
he's like, it sucks,
What
but
are you going to do?
he went and he had fun. Drew Brees moved back to Cheshire, Connecticut.
Went
That's
and got some
it-
Starbucks.
The silver lining is Drew Brees is coming back, because who knows, if we win, he might
So is
retire
Brady.
on top. So
Just padding those stats, baby.
yep, just keep breaking his own records and probably throwing
all
lofty picks.
we're missing now is like a shit something like that to happen in the actual Super Bowl for the Saints.
Yep.
No, because that was. Oh no, that was the. That was the.
We had the
divisional
NFC
round.
Championship game, the divisional round, and the wild card round. Right? Was the Seahawks game
Yeah.
wild card?
Oh, Mahomes is gonna have an 100-yard run.
Yeah, because the
With time
Seahawks that year
expiring.
went into the playoffs 7-9.
So hold on.
Hold on. Then there's gonna be a holding call on that play.
The
And the
year
Saints
that-
are gonna decline it accidentally. That's how it works.
Yeah, they're gonna.
There's no reviewing.
They're
that.
gonna hire an ex home plate umpire who's gonna put the safe call.
Safe!
Oh shit! No.
Uh-oh.
Would
Yeah,
would
'cause
it
that
be
was
worse
the
to
year-
have that happen, or would it be worse to have like a kickoff return for the touchdown?
That would suck really
Music
bad.
City Miracle
giving
style.
up a 100-yard rush to a quarterback, any quarterback.
I remember, was it Terrell Pryor that almost ripped like 100
No,
yards?
he ripped one off against the Steelers for like 93 yards. Or something like that.
I
Sure
knew
did.
it was close.
You know, we
like
haven't
85,
fought
90.
When he was a Raider.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's why.
He was a quarterback.
I think Riddler, I think it was 93,
Steelers
right on the
can't
head.
beat the Raiders, and it doesn't make sense.
Or the Browns.
They beat the Browns.
Lately, they've been. But in the past, they always give you
Just that
shit.
fucking Raiders team. No
Hey,
matter
Mayfield's
how bad
coming.
they are,
Mayfield's coming now.
Yeah.
they'll beat them because they're good now.
Well, once the Raiders, move out of that baseball field they play on, I think
I don't
things
know
will
just
get
hear
better.
Kyle say the Browns are good.
Browns
Did
are
anyone else
good.
catch that?
Yeah, they're better. Like
No,
it's
Kyle, you
easy
said
to
good.
see.
Kyle, where do the Browns rank scale of 1 to 10 right now?
6.
7.
Ooh, it's above a 5. Wow.
7.
I'd say 7.
Matt,
Okay,
something to
guys,
say?
it wasn't towards you. It was towards Kyle.
It's true.
Wow.
Private stock. Around the horn.
Just gonna
Fine.
say, Riddler was right on the head. 93 yards was the run.
Yeah, I'm
This
great
guy,
at giving
this
head.
guy.
On being on the head.
Ha!
So, what time do we start?
8:30.
Like 8:30.
Can we move on from the
Did we?
Saints?
We started at 8:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Just about.
I mean, we don't really have to do. More.
Actually, you know what? Let's just so I don't feel alone and sad. Everyone has to. What's the saddest thing you witnessed to your team?
2006
I
Super Bowl.
want to hear it all.
You so.
Wait, like the
Just like the
Football?
most like
Football,
wow
though?
that just happened moment.
drafting him.
Just all encompassing.
Just having them in general.
All right.
See
so
if
there's
Matthew-
Peters.
Oh, man.
Souls?
I missed the question.
He's right next to you.
Jeff's
What
talking.
was the most like? Wow, I can't believe that just fucking happened to my team moment. Like.
Are we talking
heartbreaking
only football or anything?
football? We're on football right now.
Oh,
Here's the Mendenhall fumble
this year or all time.
all time.
All time.
God's sake,
Well,
Souls. I'm
yeah.
right next to you.
The Mendenhall fumble.
All right, Baron.
God. Anytime
Vrabel.
they play New England. No, we said that never
Oh
really,
no,
never
Jesse
happened
James
again.
catch.
That was your most heartbreaking.
That
moment?
wasn't worse
Yeah,
than the
because
fumble.
they could have had number 1 seed, never had to play the
Yeah, but they
Jaguars.
still made the playoffs.
I mean, that
Mendenhall
sucks.
cost you a Super Bowl.
I mean,
It's all right.
What?
I disagree.
That's the problem with a guy that's won multiple Super Bowls. You get
I just
spoiled.
want you to know. I want you to put this into like perspective for yourself. So, because of the no touchdown, you missed the 1 seed and had to play Jacksonville.
Yeah, we could have.
Mendenhall doesn't fumble. You have 7 Super Bowl wins.
So,
Steelers playing Josh Dobbs and not making the playoff this year.
so actually, I'm gonna go to that game, that Super Bowl versus the Packers. I think actually a
That's the
devastating
one we got
moment.
kicked out of his house for.
Yeah,
A lot of that going around.
a
with
very
football. We got
devastating
kicked out.
moment
Tebow.
was actually when Ben throws a pick 6 to Charles Woodson, and we would have been up.
Charles Woods.
And at that point, the Packers kind of had control of the game. The Mendenhall thing, yeah, that was devastating. But we at that point, we
guys
had,
sucked.
yeah, it just
Mass.
I'm not gonna say.
Yours
that-
isn't happening until Sunday.
oh, man.
Yes, that's eventually coming. I'm not gonna say the Vinatieri kick because I wasn't watching football at that time.
Right.
The most heartbreaking
My
thing
dad
for
won
me.
a lot of money on that kick. And we won a pool for like $5,000 or something stupid.
Zerline's kick.
No, the
That was like an incidental stab. It's just like,
that one hurt
I
because it was
shaped you
so
in the
subtle, and I was like, "Wait a minute, that son of a bitch!"
During the break, they're gonna have a wrestling match. Shirts off, gentlemen.
The one that hurt the most lasted a couple weeks. It was the season that Fisher got fired, and they announced that they had signed him to a contract extension. That was the worst thing for me, was knowing that I had years left of Fisher.
And they're still looking for Trey Mason right
He's playing for the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
now.
Machcine. We know Jeff's.
Mine, I'm trying to think. Like, I can't. Nothing playoff wise jumps out at me, but the first thing I thought of was Deshaun Jackson.
That has to be it.
That was awesome. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
As
That
a
was
football
horrible.
fan, that was so great. Just
That
kept it
whole
up.
fourth quarter was just gut wrenching.
They made a point too, the announcers, to say like they better not kick it to Jackson. Keep
Yeah.
the ball away from
Just
Jackson.
watching him running.
They said that to open up the Super Bowl against the Colts. They shouldn't kick it to Hester. They've been
that
terrible on
happens
special
every
teams.
time the announcer says that.
Well, Deshaun Jackson, he botches it.
Yeah.
He picks it up off the ground.
And just wheels around.
I
The
don't-
best part is, as he's running down the sideline, you can see Tom Coughlin just slam his.
No, my
foot
favorite,
into the ground.
part about that whole kick return was like for weeks after it happened, Giants fans were in uproar about how he was being a showboating piece of shit for running down the front of the end zone. It's like, no, if you watch the video, he ran down the front of the end zone and he looked back to see if there was time on the clock, and when he found out there wasn't, he went in the end zone.
Yeah.
Because if there was 2 seconds left,
Smart
there's no
football
one
play.
here. I'm going to drain this clock and go in.
Smart football player.
Mine is probably when Jay Cutler broke his thumb the year that the Packers beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl. Because the Bears were playing really well, the offense was playing really well, it was a really good game, and then Cutler broke his thumb right in the start of the third quarter.
It's tough to use a lighter too when you're
Yeah.
Not
Well, you have another. He's ambidextrous lighter-wise.
Smoking Jay.
Yeah, and
Grill lighter.
Even better.
yeah, but he actually just has one. He does the Zippo on the leg thing.
Should you imagine?
Put off the helmet.
But I think that was it for me because I think the Bears actually would have won that game. That the offense and defense were playing very well, and then it would have been a Bears-Steelers Super Bowl.
That's something we've always talked about.
We have not always talked about it.
Yes, we have. That was like our entire college time together. Like, what would we do if that ever happened?
Not watch it with
You
you.
guys dropped out of college.
Oh, man. You had to bring that up. Sorry, Mom.
Can't drop out if you weren't accepted.
That's right.
Yeah, I didn't pass the interview.
Souls. No.
I graduated. Don't know
With
how.
honors.
No.
Yeah, with honors. Oh, 9/11.
Souls rebuttal?
Where'd the private stock end up? It didn't come down this far.
Oh, it's here.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking. So you want to do? This is on air. I know this is like logistics. We should be doing off air. But you want to just do 2 segments with one longer break in the middle, so we'll do the awards thing.
Yeah.
And then we'll just be done with NFL.
Sure.
And then the next part we'll do like the AD talks and stuff like that.
Sure.
We'll do all our segments and whatnot. All right, cool. So we set up a little thing. So we're gonna do the NFL Drunkies because we didn't do the New Year's Drunkies because Kendall didn't want to record. So
Incorrect.
It's not incorrect. It's very correct. Mark, don't give me that nod.
Well, come
No,
on.
you give me
Come
the
on.
fucking hurry up nod. Nobody was giving it to Chris. He took forever.
Well, I was. He just can't see me.
Horse blinders.
So we're gonna do a game where didn't anticipate this because everyone's here and rarely is everyone here. So I don't know if Peter wants to participate in the game. You want to participate in the game, Peter? Sure. All right. So I'm just gonna leave someone out every time. I'm gonna give you a NFL award and 5 candidates to win the award. So we're gonna start off with say it's Kendall, and Kendall's gonna eliminate somebody. Scholes is gonna eliminate somebody. Jeff will eliminate somebody, and then Mock has to pick a winner out of the 2 remaining people and give his reasoning as to why. And then we can discuss it a little bit. And then we'll do it go around. So everyone on the same page.
Oh, hell
yeah.
yeah, pimp.
Oh,
Oh. Hey, new studio. Throw it up.
He's not winning awards.
Chup.
Or is he?
Chup, chup.
Ooh.
Chup. Hey, Mass, could you get me a beer? Devil's Hop Yard.
And a double Citra thing.
and a little juicy.
Bottle service in the new studio. I like it.
They're
What's your
cans.
favorite part about the
They're
new studio?
Cans.
That Peter's here.
That was Kyle.
Souls wants to sleep over. That's
He
why.
wants a shirtless hug.
The King's letting you know that tonight you can have it your way.
I don't want. I'm not going to be here every week because I don't want to be that guy.
I didn't say
I
every
didn't
week.
want you to be that
I
guy.
said today.
Okay.
So you really didn't get me a little juicy?
Or the Super Double Citra. You suck.
He's not part of this game.
Here, I got to lay out some ground rules on the first day if I see shit out of hand.
Souls.
Kyle, what's your favorite
Well,
part
you
about
know
the studio?
See a beer cap on here. I'm DNA testing it.
We gotta,
Jeff, what's your
we gotta
favorite part
just
about
clean
the
up our
studio?
mess.
Yeah, that last studio was disgusting. There was
Oh, yeah.
shit
setup,
growing under
really.
the table.
Huh?
I just like the setup, really.
Machcine?
It's nice.
You like the setup better here?
Oh, yeah.
I like the L shape here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the
L
table a lot
shape.
more.
Works.
Mass? What's your favorite thing about this new studio?
Also, I don't have to look at Mass, which is fantastic.
It's a big plus. The fact that we actually have Wi-Fi again.
That old gag.
Right, Baron?
I like the ambiance.
I like that he built it.
You guys all answered wrong. The temperature is what's best.
Agreed.
I currently don't have moist balls. I want that to be.
The show is young.
The night is young.
What'd you say? Kyle said he missed that.
I believe it.
Kyle just has a permanent state of wet.
You gotta take that little Ziploc bag off a little once in a while.
Ah.
Is that what?
All right, so we ready?
Wow. All right.
What are we ready for?
The game that we're playing.
Guys, be sure go ahead, share the YouTube live link. It's on our Getting Sports with Drunk page. Share it, subscribe, check it out.
I shared it.
Kyle, do it now.
Chill the fucking deer in the
It's
headlights
a
look.
button away. Social media is pretty incredible. You know,
Yeah, you got that right.
big thumbs up to the folks down at
YouTube.
YouTube for doing their thing. Yeah, I don't know their names.
One of their names is definitely Kenny.
Think so? Kenny YouTube?
No, Kenny's sun kissed.
No, his name is YouTube.
Oh.
Doctor.
YouTube. Went to never
All right.
mind.
So this one will be relatively easy, especially if it gets to mock.
Well, that's what you think so, don't
So first award is Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, that's what I just pulled up.
Hmm?
I didn't even know that's what you were doing. I literally just pulled that up.
Okay. So my candidates are Calvin Ridley, Baker Mayfield. I always mix them up. The Bills one.
Josh Allen?
Yep. I always want to say Josh Rosen. Philip Lindsay and Saquon Barkley. Did I say Saquon Barkley to lead it off?
You
No.
did not.
Okay, Saquon Barkley. So, restate the rules. So, Kendall's going first. He's going to eliminate somebody from that. Give a very brief explanation as to why. We're not going to debate about it. Then Kyle's going to eliminate someone. Jeff's going to eliminate
Oh,
somebody.
yeah.
And then Mock is going to decide the winner out of the two that are left. And all bets are off. If you guys want to be assholes about it, you can be assholes. You know, this is the Drunkies. This is, if it's the Drunkies, and this is each person's thing. So if Kendall decides that he thinks that all four guys were more important than Saquon Barkley, then he can eliminate them. There's the Drunkies. There's a reason we're not in the NFL or associated with it yet.
That's right. I want to go ahead and I'm going to eliminate Josh Allen. Now, I'm a big lover of everything Buffalo Bills, but unfortunately, he was injured throughout the year. His impact was influential. He was a very important part of all their wins and even their losses. He was their offense entirely for the most part. But I think most of the guys you mentioned, they played a fuller season and made a bigger impact. That's why I'm eliminating him from contention.
All right. I'm eliminating Calvin Ridley. Yes, he had big games, but besides those big games, he was kind of
Invincible.
he was out. He wasn't really a part of the game at all. I just feel like if he wasn't a big deep threat that game, he was kind of done for. And I didn't think the other three candidates were better than him this year, anyways.
Jeffrey?
So I'm going to eliminate Saquon Barkley just to be a complete dickhead. No other reason.
All right.
Thank you for that.
I know what this is going to be.
So it's between Philip Lindsay.
If it's between Philip Lindsay and Baker Mayfield, I give it to Baker.
That was happening.
Yeah, I mean he's a guy that came
Yeah.
in. He was drafted first overall, and people kind of scoffed at it at first. Really,
That's what they
but
did.
I mean, the Browns finished 6 wins, so they've really
7.
was it 7?
Yes.
So
Seven-
that's what, 700% improvement?
Yeah, I mean really for a team that's won 1 game in 2 years to jump up to 7, I think we're going to see Mayfield kind of run that division soon.
I have a question. Do you think that the Browns' success was more due to Baker Mayfield's play or the firing of Hugh Jackson? You have to pick one. You can't say both.
Mayfield.
Baker.
I think Riddler's on the right track, but I think it's Marvin Lewis finally being fired. That's kind of what it really comes around to.
I think both had an impact, but I think it's more on Mayfield.
All right, that's fair. All right, so there you go. That's the Drunkie for Offensive Rookie of the Year. All right, Kyle, you're going first. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Darius Leonard, Indianapolis Colts. Derwin James of Chargers. All right, yep. Denzel Ward, the Browns.
Washington.
Leighton Vander Esch
Player.
of the Cowboys. And Roquan Smith of the Chicago Bears.
I'm eliminating Denzel Ward.
Okay.
I think the other 4 guys were more important than he was.
All right.
Say it, Kendall.
So it wasn't even about you. It was just being a.
You looked at me and he looked at me.
No, I was looking at Jeff first.
This is so tough. I'm going to eliminate the gentleman from the Bears.
That's fair. He just had a
Just-
really good season.
He had a great season, but I was trying to think.
He was
of
just
reasons.
well-rounded, like in everything. Like he had a
Yeah.
good amount of picks for his position. He had a lot of tackles. He
Yeah.
forced some fumbles. He had some sacks. Like nothing leaped out as like this guy's amazing.
I mean,
And
he's going to
everything
have a
just-
ton of upside. The other guys just brought a lot to the table for a weaker defense compared to the Bears as well. So I think put that guy on a different team. Perhaps he shines more.
It's fair.
I'm eliminating Van Der Esch. Only because Derwin James and Darius Leonard. I mean they had like really career seasons. Their rookie season. I mean they were outstanding this year.
Did they both make first team All Pro?
I think so.
They did make
Don't
the
get me
Hall
wrong.
of Fame. I know
Van
you
Der
were
Esch
gonna say
had
it.
a Van Der Esch
I knew
had
you were
a,
gonna say-
Van Der Esch had a great rookie campaign. I mean there's a lot of upside to him, especially again he was a guy that was drafted and the Cowboys faithful booed him. But
They wanted Calvin.
oh yeah, but I think the other 2 guys there just had better rookie campaigns.
All right. And the winner, the drunkie for
Marcus Davenport for doing nothing.
Roby Coleman.
Marcus Peters. I'm eliminating Derwin James.
You
So
gotta
you're
pick
picking the winner then.
Yes.
So who's the winner?
Darius Leonard.
Okay.
I'm gonna eliminate Derwin James because
No, you're not eliminating. You're just picking Darius Leonard.
Why are you picking Darius Leonard?
I think Leonard did more with less around him.
Didn't he lead the NFL in tackles?
Yeah.
He was a monster.
I
Didn't
think
Derwin James pick off Ben Roethlisberger?
Yeah, so did
A lot of-
everybody
I
else.
was gonna say, who did?
It's fair. All right. All right. Comeback player of the year.
Nice.
There's really only one winner for this.
And I get to choose.
No, you don't.
Kendall does.
You're not even in this one.
But I want to.
No, Peter gets to pick
but you
it.
can't.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Peter gets to pick comeback player of the year. So the candidates are J.J. Watt of the Houston Texans, Andre Hall of the Houston Texans,
Deshaun Watson of the Houston
Deshaun
Texans.
Watson of the Houston Texans,
Right,
Adrian
like-
Peterson of the Washington Redskins, and Andrew Luck of the Indianapolis Colts. Jeff, who would you like to eliminate?
Adrian Peterson.
Fucked up. I mean, guy had 1,000 yards.
Give us a reason, Martin.
He had 1,000 yards, but who cares?
All right.
what did it amount to? He got 1,000 yards because his quarterback
I
died.
like how he was respectable of like the Roquan Smith elimination. Like he kind of was like I'm sorry, but it's the smart move. Everybody else
he
was
was
just
a
like,
failed saint.
fuck that guy.
I honestly forgot that he was saying.
I'm gonna say the third option there for Houston. I forget the name.
Watson?
Sean
No,
Watson.
not Watson.
He was
Andre
the
Hall.
third
Third
guy.
option.
I know he was, but
Andre Hall.
Andre Hall.
So the second.
You sure?
You know what?
Yeah, and it's
Give Mark-
mostly
That's ballsy.
it's mostly.
Do you know his
'cause
stats?
I don't.
Oh,
I
he had
don't.
87 tackles, 3 forced fumbles, 2 sacks, and 6
Listen,
picks.
Great season.
Bullshit! If that was his stat line,
But
no
I-
fucking way he deserved to be eliminated before Deshaun Watson.
Having a
That
great,
wasn't his
great
stat line.
season
He
there.
does eliminate. He does
Great,
deserve to be
great
eliminated,
time.
but fuck that bullshit.
I don't know who he is. That's why I'm
Well.
eliminating.
Yeah,
I was
he's
trying
on the-
to
he's
not
on the-
say that.
Yeah, you got more shit for that. I just eliminated Barkley to be a dick.
Well, because I threw out like a very impressive stat line for a safety.
Listen, he
A safety
those are
to
good
get
numbers.
80-something tackles.
Those
and
are
then
good
have
numbers.
The forced fumbles.
there's no denying it, but I don't know who he is. So he's eliminated.
All
And
right,
if Mark
Mass?
doesn't know him, then I don't know him. He's not cool with Mark. He's not cool with me either.
He had cancer.
Oh.
Come on, Kyle.
Well, I'm just giving you the reason why he was
So,
out last year.
just wanted to sprinkle that into
Yeah,
this conversation.
thanks.
Huh? Now you got to choose another person.
Enjoy your elimination, Andre.
I'm eliminating J.J. Watt.
All right. Any particular reasons?
J.J. has the unfortunate circumstance of having to be compared to his 3 Defensive Player of the Year seasons, and he did very well this year. He did not live up to those seasons.
He just played. That's all that matters.
Well, according to Booger there, he shouldn't be trying to swat balls down. That's not what they're paying him
Yeah, I
for.
know.
His name is
So
JJ Swat.
stupid.
JJ Swat.
All right. So Peter, who's the comeback player of the year? Andrew Luck or Deshaun Watson?
The choice is yours.
I didn't watch it that much.
Say, this is a no judgment zone.
Yeah.
Except if you picked the wrong one.
We will
Bless you, but I'm going to go with
We
Andrew.
just had a regular on the show admit he didn't know who a player was.
I'm going to go with Andrew.
That's the
All
right
right.
choice.
That was the correct answer.
That man right there is the reason for this.
Along with 49 other quarterbacks.
That's Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is how you got that, Jeffrey.
You didn't have a mark.
Exactly, but he
I
knocked
won
me out of the
playoff
playoffs.
games.
I guess we didn't build this laptop friendly, did we?
Well, you just have a large laptop.
I do.
Fucking people at Acer.
Acer, they make shoes now, you know.
You know what? It's the best
fuck is the
$200
matter with
I ever
Acer?
spent.
What?
Oh,
You don't want to side with the mess.
And what's under the...
These Acers last a long time.
Oh my god, they're making out now.
$250, Brandon.
We hate you, Steve Jobs, so much.
Listen, I had it back for 5 years. It was a piece of shit. I hated it.
Ooh.
Why'd you have it for 5 years?
The mask with the review of
Fuck
the century.
Apple.
All right, what's the
Riddler, what do
next
you got?
word?
All right. Offensive player of the year.
Dun, dun, dun.
Also known as the
No
offensive player that is not the quarterback of the year.
No conference. I don't know if they break it up by conference.
I don't
Sometimes
think
they do,
so.
Sometimes they don't. I feel like
They
I
don't.
care.
All right.
You nasty souls.
So, number 1, Michael Thomas. Number 2, Todd Gurley. Number 3, Christian McCaffrey. 4, Ezekiel Elliott. And number 5, Adam Thielen. So on this one, I believe Mock goes first.
I am eliminating Adam Thielen. And it's because
Whoa.
he had a red hot start and then kind of like disappeared.
I don't think you can say red hot start.
Beginning of the season, he was
Yeah,
on
but like
fire.
9 games isn't a red hot start. That's like a really good I mean, he still played pretty well.
He played well, but I mean, he came out of the gates firing. He looked great, and
Well,
then
the first
horrible.
half he lit it up in yards. The second half he lit it up in touchdowns.
To me, I felt like he fell off towards the end. I mean, that whole team just kind of started sputtering, and I eliminate Thielen.
So next is Gurley, Thomas.
Elliott, Thomas, and McCaffrey. It's a hard one. It's hard to pick because of Kyle. Kyle's picking McCaffrey because of all the fantasy wins he got from him.
I'm eliminating Todd Gurley.
Whoa. The man wearing the
You
jersey.
hate your own team.
No.
You hate your own team.
No. He ended up injured for the last 2 games of the season. He did nothing in our biggest games against Kansas City. Towards the end of the stretch,
Because you
and
didn't give him the ball.
Nah, he
threw
sucked.
it
He
75.
sucked
He
eggs
got
against
hurt
Chicago.
against Kansas City.
He sucked eggs against
no,
Chicago.
he was hurt. He sucked eggs against Chicago. He sucked against the Lions. He sucked against the fucking Eagles. He was terrible down the stretch after the Seahawks game. He
Well, to
really,
be honest,
really
the
was.
Rams kind of sucked in those games. Not just
Well,
that.
all right, so I'm cool with the Gurley elimination because, in my opinion, if you take away the other guys before Amari Cooper got there, you take away the other guys from their teams, and they're all probably the worst offenses in football.
I would
Well,
agree.
not the Saints, but he's the only he's the only passing weapon that's not out of the backfield. You can't win. You can't go to the postseason with only backfield receptions. Hence McCaffrey. So
And you see C.J. Anderson come on and do exactly what Gurley was supposed to be doing.
Fresher legs.
It's an interesting point.
I have a hole in my
Fresher
pants.
legs, it's a good point too. So
He's been there
People forget,
before.
Anderson is a 1,000-yard rusher.
right,
Who came in what, week 15?
and a Super Bowl champion. But
Okay, so hold on. I want to hear this. You're telling me that you think that C.J. Anderson is a better player than Todd Gurley?
No,
That's not
but
what
I
you
think
said.
that he's a 1,000-yard rusher that came in at the end of
Well,
a season with
listen,
with no carries on
I
a
think
year.
the point being made is he's not a slouch. It's,
No,
it's
he's a good running back.
It's a great
This is
signing.
yeah.
He's a fucking butterball that weighs 20 pounds more than he's supposed to.
Listen,
That's
his
the
size
good thing.
description doesn't
Bettis
define
weighed
the player.
75 pounds was more supposed to be. And he killed it.
Yeah,
So-
but hold on. Okay, so here's my argument against both those things is that both offensive lines for those two teams are amazing run blocking lines.
Yeah.
James Conner and then that fucking tight end dude proved this year that the Saints or the Steelers can have anybody line up in the backfield and rush for 100 yards. And I think the Rams are the same way. I think the Rams, because they've had Gurley, their offensive line has gotten so good at pass blocking that I think anybody could line up behind the Rams and have an effective day running the football. I'm not saying
Except
that
for Todd Gurley.
I'm not saying that Todd Gurley's not that good.
Then trade him.
Fuck yourself.
Then don't shit in the guy.
I'm gonna shit on
He's
him
been
this year.
hurt.
You want to talk
And
about
it's
you're in a
clear.
bad position to talk about trading your guys.
Well, hold on.
I don't
Yeah,
care
I mean,
about that. I know
but
they're
I mean,
gonna
but
trade him.
no Steelers fan would ever shit on Le'Veon Bell before this whole thing happened, and he was hurt every year. True.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm.
True.
What I'm saying is,
Gurley this
don't
year
shit on
did.
Gurley because he just got hurt. It's not the same.
Gurley this year did not deserve to be the offensive player of the year. That is my point. Regardless of whether or not he's hurt, he didn't produce enough.
I think it's Peter's turn.
What?
You get the
Alright, so we're doing offensive player of the year. So left to eliminate, we have Christian McCaffrey, the running back from the Panthers, Michael Thomas, the wide receiver from the Saints, and Ezekiel Elliott, the running back from the Cowboys. I know who
Question.
is not.
I'm gonna
being
tell you
eliminated.
right now, not because I'm a Cowboy fan, but Zeke did really good this year, and if he doesn't, this is last year for the $800 grand.
No, one more year.
He's got one more year.
Yeah.
No, he might have 2 more years because he was the top 10 pick.
He
Yeah.
could have definitely did over 1,000 this year if he just.
That's all first round picks, isn't it?
No,
Did he do over 1,000? No,
I think he rushed for over.
I think so.
1,000.
I think
He was a rushing leader.
Oh,
he was rushing it. Yeah.
he did over 1,000.
I think he had
Okay,
1,500.
Then never mind.
I was like 13.
No, it definitely.
Hey, you're not
If
here
he
to-
doesn't get paid Emmett money,
You're not here to boast Elliott. You're here to eliminate somebody.
no.
I mean, you're not.
No,
Cut him off.
So it's
The other
McCaffrey.
two besides Emmett. Then.
Yeah.
I mean, besides
We'll just pick
pick
one.
one of the two.
McCaffrey or Thomas?
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey?
Ooh, soul's dying inside.
Well, it's your pick anyways.
Oh,
I got.
See, here's the thing, though. I think, given those three, I think I would have eliminated McCaffrey, too.
I don't. I think he meant more to the.
McCaffrey did a lot. Don't get me wrong. But, McCaffrey wasn't, he wasn't, like, a lights-out running back.
No, but I think
He
he meant
killed
more
it in
to
the
team.
He killed it in the passing game, but I think McCaffrey would be like hands down. If you had to pick a player who's the most valuable player to their actual team, McCaffrey would win that award. But I could. All right, so you have Elliott and Michael Thomas, offensive player of the year.
I'm gonna give it to. Elliott is my offensive player of the year. Now, Michael Thomas was incredible, but the thing is, the Saints were in it.
He's a
But
cuck.
the Saints were in it all the way. You know, the Cowboys were kind of dancing on elimination, and that offense kind of they clicked. You know, they had a lot of help. You know, the
Well, I think-
Redskins crashed.
I think Zeke's big thing this year is that he proved that he can be a very effective pass catcher
Yes.
out
Yeah,
of the backfield.
Yeah.
Because he had some pretty big games catching the football.
So
Didn't show up in the division round. That's all I'm saying.
sorry, Thomas, but you know, Elliott was a big part of the Cowboys. You know, winning that division and making a semi-run in the playoffs.
Thomas is better than Brown.
Shout out to
that's-
J Mart from.
It's not doubtful.
Did you see the fiance's comment on the Getting Sports with Drunk page?
No, what'd she say?
She said, "Damn, who's that sexy guy in the middle? Can I get his number?" Unfortunately, Peter's also in the middle.
And Mock too.
Mark's not in the middle.
Wait, where is this?
Mark's
On
in
the Getting
middle of
Sports with Drunk
everybody.
page.
Well, I guess that's what I was thinking.
What network platform?
Instagram. You can follow us there on Getting Sports with Drunk. Facebook as well.
Yeah, I'll
And
start
Twitter's
following
GSWD_4.
Yeah, Riddler, killing it.
Well, it was just a perfect plug. All right. We are going to move next to Coach of the Year.
Matt's leading this one off.
Yep, Mass will be leading this one off.
Who do I got?
All right, calm down. No. So, Coach of the Year,
Take it easy, Matt.
your choices are... Ready?
Yep.
Are you ready, though? For real?
No.
Oh, okay. No. Your options are Mike Vrabel of the Tennessee Titans, Matt Nagy of the Chicago Bears, Anthony Lynn of the LA Chargers, Sean Payton of the New Orleans Saints, and Andy Reid of the Kansas City Chiefs.
There's the correct one, and then there's the one I actually want to eliminate.
Just eliminate whoever you want to eliminate. Jeff eliminated Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
For no reason.
No, there was a reason. This guy right here.
personal
Just
reasons
eliminate whoever
then.
you want
All
to
right,
eliminate.
you know what? I'm eliminating Sean Payton, and I'm gonna,
Twice.
I don't have a gripe.
I'm gonna eliminate Sean Payton for a number of things. He has the best team that he's had since his Super Bowl run,
He still makes terrible decisions.
and that is what lost them all their games. Is his shitty ass play calls. His decisions in crunch time were what lost them everything.
You ever pull a piece of colored fuzz off your shirt that doesn't match any
He's
clothes he
also,
has?
for the record, one of the worst challengers ever.
Oh
He's
yeah,
right up there with Tomlin.
Tomlin's pretty bad.
and Jeff Fisher.
You know, it's funny. They brought in a guy to help Tomlin with the challenge. I've never seen that in football.
That's all right. It's no better than Sean McVay having somebody whose job is to pull him away from the sideline.
Yeah, Sean McVay might be gay because that guy's kind of jacked and handsome.
Job description must be beautiful.
I mean, Ted Breath is gorgeous.
All right, Peter. You have to eliminate one of these coaches for Coach of the Year. So you have the Chicago Bears head coach, Matt Nagy, the Chargers head coach, Anthony Lynn, the Chiefs head coach, Andy Reid, and...
Chiefs.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
The Chiefs.
You not even
Andy
hear the
Reid.
other option?
Wait, what?
Not even hear the other option?
No.
All right.
After that playoff, no. He needs to go.
All right.
Is he up for going?
No. He brought essentially a rookie. He brought a Ben Simmons rookie quarterback to the AFC Championship game.
He did okay. You know what it
Why don't you
was?
stand
though?
up for us?
I agree. He played fantastically, though.
That's not what I said. I
He
wanted you to
played
stand up.
fantastically.
He played like Dak did his first year, and then it's gonna be terrible next year.
Dak did not throw 51 touchdowns his rookie
Well,
year.
Dak also didn't have the weapons that he has offensively.
All right, so Andy Reid is eliminated.
You know,
Okay,
the Saints had
so-
Des Bryant. No.
So
Actually,
Anthony
No,
Lynn, Matt Nagy,
would've been
and Mike
Coach
Vrabel.
over again.
So, I mean, this is complete bias.
Dude,
Anyone who knows
Goodbye,
me,
Vrabel.
I'm a huge Patriot hater. Mike Vrabel is one of my least favorite people ever, football and personally.
And he's
So-
here now. Mike, come on down.
Bring it in, Mike.
That's part of the reason why I left Vrabel alone.
I'll tell you what, I would like the opportunity to fight Mike Vrabel because I could probably last 28 seconds.
That's about as long as you'd last in bed with Alexa Bliss.
Oh,
who's the black guy in the
YouTube.
studio?
Is it me?
Who's drinking Hennessy?
Oh, we got Hennessy.
Oh, that's not
No, it's
Hennessy.
private stock.
So it's
Put this
Hennessy
Henny in
bottle.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got 10 pints of that for free from work.
Who's the Ebonic motherfucker?
Hey, we don't discriminate. This is an equal opportunity podcast radio show.
That was one of the greatest things when
Well,
Dave Chappelle
based
did
in
the Speaking
Wallingford.
Ebonics for White People show. That was awesome.
Well, courtesy of the Riddler, in my possession, we have...
No, eliminate somebody.
Oh, Vrabel.
All right.
Vrabel's gone.
Souls, so you need to pick who's the winner between Matt Nagy and Anthony Lynn
Also, his
for
season wasn't
Coach
that good.
of the Year.
I'm gonna go with Anthony Lynn.
Bullshit.
I just think Matt Nagy played it too safe a lot of times. He did.
Second biggest turnaround in NFL history.
I'm not saying that
Anthony
it's
Lynn
not.
took a playoff
I think
team
that
to the
Anthony Lynn-
playoffs. Fuck you, Kyle.
Who did Anthony coach?
The Chargers.
Jeff's reaction says it all.
Believe it or not, I don't think both of those guys don't deserve to win. So,
But
Who do
out
you
of
think
the
deserves
two-
to win it?
Frank Reich.
Yeah. I'm not opposed
He
Yeah, I
literally-
forgot about him.
He literally turned that team around.
Well, you know, he wasn't included. so
Nah,
that's-
offensive line coach that what's his face from the Patriots. He
Yeah.
turned it around. What's his name? The offensive coordinator there?
Scara.
You're talking
The
about...
offensive coordinator for the Patriots.
McDaniels?
Yeah.
Trevor
McDaniels running the offensive line coach. That was the key. If the offensive line didn't play well, they still would have been really mad.
Yeah.
All right. Defensive player of the year. Peter, you have to lead this one off.
Yeah.
So your choices are Khalil Mack from the Chicago Bears, Aaron Donald from the Rams. You good so far? Oh, okay.
Did you want me to pick the Rams?
No, just make sure. J.J. Watt of the Houston Texans, Kyle Fuller of the Chicago Bears, or I thought this one was like unfair, but no, you know what?
The hell
And
was
then-
that?
And then and Chris
Brand
Jones
new
of the
wall.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Cleo Mack.
Eliminating
Whoa!
Khalil Mack. All right.
Wow.
Why is that?
I don't know.
And that is why it's the Drunkies.
All right. So Kendall, it's to you.
That guy sucked.
Sounded like he sucked.
You get Deshaun Watson, J.J. Watt, Chris Jones, Aaron Donald, and Kyle Fuller.
So here's the deal. Because Khalil Mack went first, this
You
thing is
gotta
kind of
go.
thrown out. Aaron Donald is
Yeah.
out of there.
All right.
You
All
are
right.
you are done for, Aaron Donald.
All right.
D Ford is going to be our winner next year.
Offsides.
Christian Jones.
I'm following the trend here. Fuller's gone.
Rest
Okay.
and break for me.
So Jeff, between Christian Jones and the other guy named
J.J. Watt.
Yeah, J.J. Watt.
Oh, J.J. Watt's taking it home, baby.
I wanted to insert a joke there, but I'm in swing distance.
No, you're an elbow distance.
Yeah,
sir.
that's what I mean.
What was the joke? I still want to hear it.
Throwing bows.
I don't know the corner on the Rams.
Roby Coleman.
Roby Coleman.
Roby
Him.
Coleman.
See? I see him looking at me.
All right, well, Kendall went
They
to
said
P.
the name, not me.
Listen,
Kendall
Listen.
went to P, so we're doing MVP
Listen.
now. It's the last one, so I'm going to eliminate somebody.
I have no
And then that way
hatred
it
towards
follows.
that guy.
So
I
you're-
would have done the same. Any defender would
Oh,
do the
absolutely.
same thing. It's Mr. Venovich, who I had my beef with.
Ed Hockley was there.
All of them live in Southern California.
That's the funniest thing, too. It's like, oh, okay.
All right, so MVP discussion. All right, I'm going to eliminate somebody off the bat. So the candidates are Patrick Mahomes, Drew Brees.
There's Kendall.
Nope, fuck him. He left. Oh, it's squeaking. Drew Brees.
Who?
What? Andrew Luck. Russell Wilson, and Aaron Donald.
Where's Jamarcus Russell on that?
He's holding out.
CFL.
I'm just saying, that man finessed a lot of money out of
Oh,
the
he
league.
did. All right, Kendall,
Just to do
eliminate somebody
cocaine
from
and
MVP
gain
contention.
What do we got left?
Everybody. Mahomes, Breeze, Wilson.
Luck.
Oh, I didn't mean to put Wilson in there. That was my bad. I was like, I couldn't think of who.
That's
I was
you
panicked.
said. I was like, huh.
All right, so Mahomes, Breeze, Luck, Goff, and Donald.
Ew.
I'm going to get rid of Goff.
Good choice.
Only because I feel like for the Rams season as a whole, he may be an afterthought when all is said and done. That's the only reason I have.
Whoa. Souls?
Are you not going to talk about the?
I
last
am
4
going
games?
to eliminate.
Well, That's my reason, Mass.
Say it.
If you think
Donald.
about this logically, there's only one person to eliminate.
Aaron Donald.
Because it's MVP at
It's
your
going to a
quarterback.
quarterback.
It's MVP at your quarterback, which
Yeah.
it should be.
But he's alright. He's a good ball player. But he ain't no
He's
MVP.
alright, man. You know what
Kyle,
I'm
stop
saying?
watching that Brooklyn podcast.
Man, I am not tripping like
He's been
that.
trying to, he's Kyle the whole way home before.
No,
was doing an
I can-
Italian New York Boston accent.
How is that possible?
What you talking about?
I disagree with
Oh,
that.
there it is.
All right. J-Mart, Mahomes, Breeze, and Luck.
Choose wisely.
Who are you eliminating?
Fuck off, Souls. How about that?
Fuck on.
So,
He chose wisely. I didn't know it. He chose wisely.
I am eliminating Drew Brees
Do it.
for the simple reason that he's got a lot of weapons that he could dump it off to the backfield, where Andrew Luck had to fight every single week, and he also had to prove everyone wrong, make a strong comeback. And Mahomes, fucking 51 touchdowns is absurd. So my Drew.
So I'm picking the winner.
Yep, Mahomes and Luck.
The MVP
Patrick
for this year is Patrick Mahomes. I mean, this was a kid that came in. I mean, a lot of people didn't really expect much from him. But
I see.
The-
I know. I understand what you're saying. No, I didn't expect him to do this.
That's what I mean. Like,
But I hate the no. But there's a lot of critics out there like, oh, like this guy went out there and he shut up all the doubters, and it's like he has
yeah.
Tyreek Hill, he had Kareem Hunt for a good chunk of the season, and Travis Kelce. It's not like this guy went in there. It's not like he went into the Cowboys offseason or Cowboys offense to start the season and threw 51 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like it's not
Nobody
what he did.
will with Garrett.
it's one of those things where, like, because he started that one game last year and, like, didn't look great. So everyone was kind of like, oh, I thought he was going to be good. I mean, again, he came out, he had, 5,000 plus yards, 50 touchdowns
He's
in
gonna
his
have a
first
game.
full season. That's incredible.
He's gonna have a game next season where he's gonna get lit the fuck up.
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot. Not have a bad game because that's
I'm
still
sure
gotta
it's
come,
coming.
too. He's gonna have a bad game, but there's gonna be a game next season where he's gonna get lit the fuck up.
And that's going to be big to see how he, deals with it during that game and then bounces back.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him have to do that yet.
Yeah. All right. So there's the Drunkies. There's the season of war Drunkies.
Clap, Rita.
You missed Walter
Quick,
Payton Man of the
I
Year.
just
I'm
want to
saying.
call out this student. I won't say any names, but come on. Pick it up. God.
Racist.
I'll tell you that Connecticut schooling has really gone downhill since we left. I burned,
Fire all the teachers.
I burned all the textbooks I could before I graduated.
Red Baron, did you come up with any joke drunkies for the season?
I only really had one.
So do it.
And it comes down to two people.
All right, so I'll pick the winner because I didn't pick
You're going to pick the winner.
All right.
Okay. James Conner or Odell Beckham Jr. Because you can't defend that stupid copper top look. Anybody.
Hold on, James Conner had a nice mullet his first week.
So
That wasn't even a mullet.
It's-
That was a fucking rat.
No,
tail on
it's a
his head.
mullet fade is what it is.
was
It's
great.
the first guy to ever do it.
It was a receding
Copper
mullet.
top.
So, am I picking who had the uglier hair?
Yeah.
James Conner.
I
mean,
agree.
Odell Beckham Jr. does look like the French fries from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
No, he's a bloomin' onion.
Or a C5 Duracell.
If you
That's fair.
have any of those laying around, I do need them.
Jeff's got a couple Hess trucks he's got to power up.
We're gonna go to break in a couple minutes. Real quick. Yes, Mass. Okay, go ahead. Just say it on the air. You don't have to
Well, I was trying to get your attention. Peter's in the way.
just scream in the mic. I'll hear you.
Come on, Peter. Jesus.
Hit him.
Play of the year?
I think Peter has something. I think Peters was the quarterback sneak into his end zone.
Best play of the year?
Do you have candidates? Nope. All right. Anybody have any candidates they'd like to throw into contention?
I can't think of it.
All right. The best play of the year is the Miami Miracle. That's the best play of the year.
All right, cool.
Listen, I think we should go to break. We'll regroup.
Yeah. Well, real quick, we're gonna go to break. No explanations at all. Real quick around the horn. Peter, you're in on this one.
Ugliest kid in the room.
So
Sold.
something else.
And you can vote for yourself.
Biggest
So
asshole
we're
in
gonna
the
start
room.
with Peter,
So-
and we're gonna work
so-
our way to his left. So it's gonna go Peter, then me, and then around.
Okay.
Mass will be last. No thinking. Just answer the question, okay? Where does Antonio Brown play football for 2019? Go.
Steelers.
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 Niners.
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 Second
So
round
he's
pick.
going to the Rams. So we'll be back in, I don't know, like some amount of time, between 1 minute
So
and
I
50.
heard the Phillies are in on him.
Let's go Phils, baby. That's the move
He does
this
have
year.
ties to Philadelphia.
We're going Philadelphia,
Cheesesteak
baby.
there.
We're doing
You can play
strong.
some
Philly,
foot-
baby.
some
Philly.
foot
Oh,
shop,
yeah.
bro.
We're going to be Phillies. Yep.
He
We're
ate
winning
a
today.
he ate
Yep,
a
yep,
church's
yep,
chicken
yep,
one, so he's
Phillies.
going there. You know?
Go Phils.
So we'll be
Love
back
the Phil.
soon.
Yeah,
And
very
Red
soon.
Baron's got some music queued up, and then we'll be back to
Phil.
talk some NBA, some Anthony
Yes.
Davis talk. We got Mox Mix Mashup. I don't know what Souls' segment's called.
Souls' Fantasy Spotlight.
Jeff's best places to poop in New York City, and
My best places to
Phil.
poop in Connecticut.
Phil.
those rankings. We'll be back
Phil.
soon.
Phils.
And now, back to Getting Sports with Drunk on the PPRN Radio Network.
Everyone's just like, welcome back to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your host, is Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by assholes.
Yeah.
F-150 assholes, all of them.
Voted.
buddy.
Only when they're red.
That's
Voted.
Jeff.
Lariat.
Well, when you buy a truck, though, are you trying to do so? Are you trying to make up for something or no?
No.
That voice you're hearing, by the way, is Peter Pino.
Yeah.
We are live on the PPRN
Now I
Radio
have to
Network.
defend myself, though.
No.
So-
Because if you drive a Kia, you're
tried.
still a man.
No, I don't drive a Kia.
No, but I do.
I sell Kias
You
every
bought it
day.
at
Did you
IKEA.
buy a truck because you like it, or are you
I
buying?
didn't buy anything yet.
Okay.
So I'm getting my lease wiped clean. I still have 8 months.
Okay.
I'm getting hey, you don't have to pay
So
anymore.
wait, you get
into
rid of the
this.
Civic and have the truck?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do it.
That's what I'm
Have
saying.
the truck outright, or you got to pay payment?
I have to make payments, but they're the same payments I
What
made.
year is it?
It's an 11.
Huh.
So, not to get too into cars here, but the value of a truck versus a car, it's going to hold its value more.
Yeah, but you got to
Which is the
remember the
reason
money
I'm
you're going to
going
spend on gas.
Yeah, I smashed.
Yeah, but I drive
I brought
2
my.
minutes to work, 2 minutes to my
alright.
parents. If I
So
pick up my
over
kid.
under 6 months, Jeff gets a built Ford Tough tattoo.
Under.
on my ass. Cheek.
Under, I'm going 2
Oh,
months.
Tonight.
I want to see him get the Ford emblem on his cock. On his chest.
On top or
The emblem is too big. I mean, my dick's too small.
The emblem- the emblem?
I mean, oh, wait a minute.
There's tattoo artists out there that can do it.
I guess we will be
Really
sending
quick,
out this.
really quick, we're
broadcast
live
of
on the
church.
PPRN Radio Network. We're
So-
live on YouTube. We're live
Yeah.
on
My
Facebook.
boss just called, said the
Uh,
deal's
just
off.
look us up, Getting Sports with Drunk, Getting Sports with Drunk on Instagram, Facebook, GSWD_4 on Twitter. Find us. We're on all kinds of things.
We're everywhere.
Yeah. Where you find naked pictures of Jeff's penis, you find us.
can tell people there's a chat room on Facebook, on
Yeah,
YouTube.
we want to
also.
hear your comments.
Yes.
We
I
want
said
to.
hi to Rebecca's dad like 3 times. He's probably
Yeah.
not even
You know what the
watching.
problem is?
He's not responding.
Not on YouTube. He's watching it probably through Facebook.
Are you on Facebook now?
No, I'm not on Facebook at all. That's what's confusing.
Fuck
Oh.
is this?
He doesn't know how to use the chat.
Oh, so we're not live on Facebook?
You didn't do Facebook?
All right, so don't.
God damn it.
I thought you said I couldn't do Facebook.
You can do both.
Just
Well,
get
then why
rid
did
of
I,
it.
then why did I do it from the beginning?
No, you don't want to do Facebook
Because
for 3 hours.
you
Why not?
are an asshole.
I was going to do it for the
God,
entire
I was
time.
really
Damn
hoping
it,
somebody
Barry.
else was going to chime in on
No,
the whole.
Facebook for 3 hours, you're not going to get a lot of views.
All right, so we're going to get the
We're
low.
back- We're back
No
for
block.
the.
Yeah, go ahead,
Asshole,
keep going.
asshole,
We're back to the
asshole,
last half of the
asshole,
show, last
asshole.
90 minutes of the show.
All right.
Like you said, like Kendall said, it's our
You
trial run. You know,
asshole.
we're crashing and burning today. If we had taken off from LaGuardia, we wouldn't have crashed for another 90 minutes.
Suck a dick.
Nah, there's drones in the air.
Suck a
Flights
dick,
are
butt
delayed.
kiss. Name that song. Name that song.
What was the question?
Suck a dick, butt kiss. Anybody know what song it's from?
No.
All right. Asher Roth.
Ooh, what City Chess Club? What's it? The...
All City Chess Club.
Yeah.
But no, that's from Lark on My Go-Kart. Saved by the Bell Cow. Saved by the Bell song, Kyle.
What?
Can we have a second half toast of excellence? real
To
quick?
what?
Sure.
To what?
I'd like to do it to Wade Phillips for being a goddamn national treasure.
Okay. I'd like to do mine to the monorail.
Yerp.
You're
You guys will soon to get that joke.
You all just got yerp. So we're back. NFL talk's over. We're gonna do some NBA talk. We've got some segments. We've got Mock's Mix Match Mashup. We've got Kyle. What's the segment called?
Kettle?
That was effortless.
It's been delegated.
Souls' Fantasy Spotlight.
We got Souls' Fantasy Spotlight. The Mass is still trying to pitch a segment, so now he's gonna have to do it on air because he's doing it this show.
Oh shit! All right.
J-Mart, best
Jeff's,
places.
Jesus Christ.
Jeff's Jesus Christ.
What is it? Mass's Master Rebation? How to get your ticket prices lowered for the next season?
I was thinking more porn website, but masturbation.
Tickets and where to get them. Mass style.
That
SeatGeek.
was terrible.
SeatGeek. Quick plug for SeatGeek. Use our discount code.
Not a sponsor. GSWD 50.
The
Also-
green one means it's a good deal. The yellow one means it's okay, and the red one
That's
is
funny.
terrible.
Wade Phillips responded to whoever it was, saying, "How you planning against Tom Brady?" He goes, "I'm going to get an earpiece so that Tony Romo can tell me what to play."
Not bad.
I fucking love Wade Phillips.
He's fat.
I love Tony Romo.
I love Tony Romo too.
I
Anyway,
like turtles.
You know, everyone hated him as a player.
I like Mike.
I
Tyson.
hated him as a player.
I loved him as a player.
That'll tell.
Hey guys,
Kyle specifically. Kyle always hated him. Anyway.
yeah, because
Segments.
he wasn't Jameis Winston.
Segments NBA.
Well, no, we're going to do mocks,
Yeah. First of all,
Mix.
calm down.
match,
Settle down over there.
mashup, mocks, mix, match, mashup. Yeah, you come up with your own segment. Come up with a name for it. Pitch the idea to us.
On here.
Jeff's
All right.
Jennifer Debt moments.
This week
Yes.
on Mock's Mix Match Mashups,
Go with 3.
I have 3 NBA players.
Going with
Ooh,
3.
not NFL.
Gerald Wallace.
We're talking NBA this hour.
3 and D.
I got 3 players here.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you their stats this season.
Karan Butler.
Neither of them played this year.
Giving you their stats this year.
No, but Karan Butler's 3-and-D.
You guys tell me either who they are or who you want.
Corver.
Ideally, both.
It's one Corver.
Player A.
Corver.
Player A averages 15.4 points per game, 1.8 assists. Thought there was going to be more stats in that line. 1 second.
Jerseys 1. 2. Coffee.
Well,
Black.
you know, it's funny. Like, I'm not super familiar
Black
with
related.
NBA stats, so I'm trying to figure out on the fly what each
FF.
like thing.
Read us what FF is.
First fumble.
Yes.
Flagrant foul.
DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, looks
I
like we're
agree.
going to do points and assists. That's
All
what we're going to do.
Start
right.
over.
All
What
right,
about
so
rebounds?
player A. See, it's not right here where it should
Well,
be.
let me see. I'll make some good.
No, what?
So, player A, 15.4 points per game, 1.8 assists.
Steven Adams.
Player B, 27.3 points per game, 7.1 assists.
I got a feeling I know where this is going.
Player C, 29.3 points per game, 4.4 assists.
I feel like that's like no, that can't be that.
I can also do field goal percentage if you'd like.
No,
I'm going Nico
if it's Cody
Mirotic.
Parkey. We're on.
Double doink.
I'm gonna go with C.
Okay.
No, yeah, C.
Reed?
B.
Kyle?
C.
Jeffrey?
B.
Excellent choice, Martin.
What do we do with these again?
Well, it's
It's
You
just
take
who
it
you'd
to your
rather
credit
have
union
than
or
Mock.
bank?
Oh,
You
okay.
can guess who you
Yeah.
think they might be, and then Mock reveals them.
C.
Pete?
I wasn't listening.
Just say A, B, or C.
See,
All right. Anyone care to guess who's who?
Absolutely not.
Yes.
Are they all Pelicans?
No.
Is one of them a Pelican?
Is B Damian Lillard?
No.
Is A Nico Mirotic?
No.
Is C Damian Lillard?
No.
Is A Ish Smith?
No.
Is B Anthony Davis?
What do you mean?
C was Anthony Davis.
Whoa.
B
Is
was
Damian
LeBron
Lillard.
James. And A was Steven Adams.
I knew it was Steven
Wow.
Adams.
Hey, J. Martin, LeBron.
He was C, bro.
I picked B.
B. It was B. LeBron was B.
I thought it was Damian Lillard.
What did I pick? Doesn't matter.
And that's Mock's mix match mashup.
Yeah!
Is that your best little job?
I
You
am
can do better.
Yeah!
All right, Jeff, give me your best Uzi Lil Vert.
For the older fans out there,
not
he's
bad.
he's a rap artist.
He's just an artist. The artist formerly known as Glock 9 Vert.
Glock 9.
Skirt.
Knife. All right, so we had this discussion. I'd like to continue this discussion into the segment. So we were talking. The Mass asked what 3-and-D meant in the NBA, and the Mass, much like Machcine Washable and the Red Baron, are trying to figure out what basketball is. They know that it's a sport where you put a pumpkin-looking thing into a round barrel-looking thing.
Wait, that's what they're trying to do?
I mean, no disrespect to Machcine Washable, but I feel like I know what basketball is.
No, you don't.
It's when you take a pumpkin and you throw it at other people who carry pumpkins on.
So we were talking about. So J Mart was asking, who do you think the best 3-and-D player is? Like, who comes to your mind? He said Trevor Ariza. And we were throwing around other names. Kyle, you said Covington?
I said
Right?
Covington.
He said Covington.
He
Covington.
stole.
Kyle Korver.
We were throwing names around. Kyle Korver can't play defense. That was
He came in 2K.
He can if I'm the one playing offense.
The guy in the old Del Beckham jersey says.
But we were throwing names around, Kirk Hiner, stuff like that. So I'd like to keep the discussion going. So can you guys think of another? I'll throw one.
chorizo.
We'll throw a current one off the bat.
chorizo?
Delicious.
What about Danny Green?
Oh yeah.
I think Danny Green's almost a definite. For those of you who don't know, if you're listening, 3-and-D in the NBA is Kyle.
A 3-point shooter and a very good defensive player.
High percentage 3-point shooter.
I like to
For the
throw.
most
Not like
part,
Steph Curry,
perimeter
high percentage,
defense.
but yeah.
I like to throw Tony Allen in the mix.
No, he can't hit a 3 to save his
He
ass.
can't shoot.
Tony the Tiger.
Prove it.
He's a
I
D
mean,
type of guy.
He's
Yeah,
a probably
can I throw-
24% shooter.
Can I throw two old
A
school names
what
out there?
percent shooter?
Go ahead.
I want to throw two old school names out there, and then I want Jeff and Kyle
Don't
to
you
debate
say-
who was the better
Don't you
3-and-D.
Fucking say it.
I won't. I might. You guys might agree, you might not. If you don't agree, I'd like to hear a mini debate about it. Who was a better 3-and-D? Bruce Bowen or Shane Battier?
Okay, good.
Bruce Bowen.
Shane Battier.
David Bowie. That's who you meant to say.
The guy who played the lead singer in Bohemian Rhapsody.
He's not wrong.
So David Bowie.
I thought you were going Reggie Miller. I was gonna probably leave.
Freddie Mercury,
walk home.
lead singer of Bohemian
No, the guy who
Bowie.
played him in the movie.
I don't know. I
I
know
watched it last night. It was
Freddie
pretty
Mars.
Freddie Mars.
Robert Stock.
I mean, it's the Egyptian from the museum.
You know, miss
No,
it.
it's
Yeah, if you're
actually
gonna
the guy
talk, you've
from-
got to talk into the mic.
Yeah.
I mean, you can call
it's
for the mic.
It's a radio show.
Throw
Yeah,
a
you
flag
can't
up.
just be like, hold on, let me
There's one
stop
right
the
there.
show to talk to everybody.
Hey, real quick around the horn for the private stuff.
All right.
It is the first night in PPRN Studios.
Well,
Go ahead,
the
Mass.
reason for Bruce Bowen, I feel like when he guarded you, you wanted to fight him,
What's wrong with an acer?
and like
I'll tell you what.
a lot of people said that he was one
Acer.
of the dirtiest players in the league.
Where do I
What's wrong
begin?
with an acer?
That's why.
I'll tell you what's wrong with an acer in just a minute.
And his 3-point shot was like 40, 45.
Look, I really was just playing devil's advocate. I'm not going to take Battier over Bruce Bowen. If we're being honest here, I'm going to take Bruce Bowen. However,
Shane Battier was great.
I also dislike Bruce Bowen as an analyst.
He didn't do it
Sorry,
anymore.
Bruce Bowen.
At least for ESPN.
What about Quentin Richardson versus Raja Bell?
Roger Bell? Better defender. Which is a better score?
They both sucked on defense.
No, they're-
Sort of. I wouldn't. I don't see. I see Q as more of a. He was a weird position because he was by definition, he was a forward shooting guard, but he did run the offense.
PJ Tucker or Thabo Cephalosha?
Oh,
Bunch of drunks.
I'm gonna go with Thabo.
It's the name of the show, Peter.
I think Thabo's a better shooter than PJ.
We're gonna be here every
I
Monday.
mean, PJ's got better shoe game.
I'm gonna
now.
need to sleep in your bed tonight if that's okay.
I'll change my mind because of that.
How are you stretching out my headphones? Your head isn't bigger than mine.
No, the problem is I keep pinching my hair. I gotta
Deshaun
shave it all off.
Stevenson or the White Mamba?
Deshaun. White Mamba kind of sucked.
That's
Gleason.
That's not. Ooh, no.
Are you taking surveys on beer?
No.
These are our beer journals.
Our beer journals.
What
So
does that mean?
They're our rivals.
they're so that we,
You drink that much?
no, it's so that
Yes.
we do a beer review at the end of every
Getting
show,
along
but they've
today.
always been lackluster. So I bought these journals for the boys, minus the mask, because he got confused. And so you comment on the color of the beer, the aroma, where it's from, and all that stuff, so you give a better review of the beer.
Paul was making fun of people leaving garbage on the table, and he's got 2 caps already.
Well, you know the
They're
funny
right
part?
here, though.
Those are the Masters caps.
You
I don't know how they ended up over there.
Son
I
of
threw
a
them over
bitch.
there.
All right, I want to hear this one. So, in terms of just 3-and-D,
Carmelo Anthony.
now I know both these players are more than just 3-and-D, but in terms of just the 3-and-D aspect, who is better, Klay Thompson or Scottie Pippen?
Scottie Pippen.
No.
Ricky Martin.
If
La
so,
Bamba.
Ricky Lake.
if we're going
Flank steak.
only looking at 3-point shots and defense, it goes to Clay. However, if you look at it from an overall standpoint, Scottie Pippen is by far the more dominant player of the two, all around.
That's fair.
But just 3-and-D, it goes to Clay.
Hey, J Mark, don't be afraid to talk in the microphone, baby.
It's right here.
All right,
a little closer.
I'd like to do another one. Just the 3-and-D, not counting the rest of their game.
Is this better for you?
PG-13
It's good for
or
me,
Kawhi?
but is it good for you?
3-and-D, PG-13.
Agreed.
Same reason as Clay. I think Kawhi brings more all around. That's a tough one because PG healthy.
I have another
is a
one.
Force.
I've got another one.
Hatfield keeps teasing us about
DeMarcus
coming on.
Cousins or Dirk Nowitzki?
Yeah, he's a whore.
Dirk.
Bring your cousin.
I think Dirk's
nephew.
defense is underrated, and I think DeMarcus' shot is overrated.
Get down.
What are we talking time frame? What defense
Like
does
early
Dirk
Dirk.
Nowitzki bring? That guy waddles down the
down.
court.
Back in the day, though.
Yeah, he's
No
still
disres-
waddling down the court in 2K, and I'm averaging 2.7 blocks a game.
No disrespect to Dirk, but he was never a great defender. but
Dirk
at the same
Diggler?
time,
Mock, bring Dirk out.
Cousins wasn't either. So
Dirk Diggler.
I think they're a lot of the same. Dirk's just a better shooter, so give it to Dirk. You know what I'm saying?
Whose
Now.
parent names their kid Dirk?
He's German.
Doesn't matter.
Dirk.
Doesn't make it right.
They
Son,
dropped
your
him.
name is Deutschland. Deutschland Nowitzki.
All right, I got one more, and then we'll get to Kyle's fantasy or Souls' fantasy spotlight.
God, I'm
Yep.
writing in
All right.
yellow ink. This is miserable.
Yeah, I got lime green. It's honey better. All right, so we got one more,
Damage has
one
been
more
done.
for J. Martin Souls to debate, and then we'll go to Souls' fantasy spotlight.
Brought to you by Winston.
And Souls, you're gonna
Cigarettes.
have to remember, you're gonna have to explain
Not a
this to the
sponsor.
viewers what this is. A new segment. So you're gonna have to explain this.
And if you give us a thumbs down on YouTube, I'm finding where you live.
Yeah,
I'm going to track you on
and I'm
your
going to join them.
IP address.
I'll tell you, I hope you like your copper pipes because they're going to be part of
Yeah.
my car payment.
Exactly.
Now, I have a question, Peter. Is there any way that we can potentially get the power to mute Kendall without the board?
That's not. It's impossible.
We can
So-
blow it up.
Someone throw the private sock at his head.
Listen,
This is how
the people
mistakes
need
are
to
made.
hear what I have to say.
All
Who
right,
am I throwing the private stock at?
one more, and I think this is a decent one. Draymond Green or Ron Artest?
Oh,
Sorry, Meta
Meta
World
World.
Peace.
peace.
Mark was just
No,
like,
world be
Mark
free.
Was he was like fondling his balls at the opportunity to get in on this discussion. He's like,
Well-
come on, they're gonna say.
Hey, I got to
something.
pick my shots.
Well, this is my answer.
Okay.
Ron Artest, yes. Meta World Peace, no.
Okay. Draymond Green, the first. All right, we'll go a bit of this. Draymond Green from the first NBA championship that this Warriors team won to now, or Indiana Pacers Ron Artest.
Indiana Pacers, Ron Artest. He fought a couple fans.
That has nothing to do with 3-and-D.
It has everything to do with it.
What?
Jeff, tell him. I just
Hey,
told him.
Guys,
You
hold
know,
on. No,
Mock's
He
big
said, "Who cares?" But
reasoning-
guys, Jared Saltamaki just retired. Are you
I want
kidding
this to
me?
know that Mock's
Salty?
Mock's big thing about this setup was that Jeff and Kyle can't sit next to each other, and Mock and Jeff have been doing more side talking.
But why does Bleacher Report care to tell us that Jared Saltalamacchia retired?
Because he
You
was pretty
chose
good
to
for
pick
a
your
while.
notifications poorly.
I
tell
thought
you
he
what.
retired like 4 years ago.
Marlins fans are distraught right now.
First of all, he was a Brave.
Jeff, Pacers run our test or
So
obviously
it
Warriors,
doesn't
Draymond
matter.
Green.
Marlins fans can still
Fuck
be upset
Draymond
about
Green,
it.
but yes, Draymond Green.
I personally say Pacer on our test.
I don't think so at all.
Overall player, I think Ron Artest is better. Especially in the 3-and-D aspect.
I don't see it. But so I'll agree with you to the extent that Ron Artest may be able to create his own shot better. I think Draymond gets more credit than he deserves because you have guys on the team that Steph Clay. All right, you're gonna leave him open from 3 every time with those two out there. So maybe that's why he gets more opportunities. But either way, Draymond, just by numbers standpoint, he hasn't elbowed anyone; just kicks people in the dick.
Repeatedly.
That answer for Ron Artest. But
although I'll give it to Ron Artest, he did, take James Harden out of a game
he also fought the Pistons fans,
with Jermaine O'Neal.
which was awesome.
PJ Tucker, anyone?
The,
Where do you
the
say that?
announce-
Where have
the
you been?
announcing
It
crew
doesn't
on that
matter.
video is so funny. When Artest is in the crowd.
All right, I got two more. I lied. I just thought of these off the top of my head. Pow or Mark?
Mark. 3-and-D Park.
Martin?
Powell, better defense.
I think Pow's a better
Pow!
defender.
Mark's
I
a
do.
better shooter.
You know, when you said
if you
that,
combine
reminded
them,
me
they'd
of
be
Amelia.
invincible.
And then the last one,
Joakim Noah.
just the 3-and-D aspect. Anthony Davis or LeBron James?
Doom, doom, doom.
Anthony Davis. Easy.
3-and-D Anthony
LeBron.
Davis.
LeBron's got a better shot.
It's not that great, but
But
it's
I think
better than
LeBron's
Davis.
3-point shot is better than Anthony Davis at a higher clip than Anthony Davis's defensive prowess is over
Plus,
LeBron.
I thought we were
has-
talking 3D eyebrows.
Look, I was gonna say LeBron has 2 brows to AD's 1,
True.
so
That was really funny.
Oh, that's fair. All right, Souls. Souls' Fantasy Spotlight. Explain to the listeners what this is all about. Now, moving forward, Mass, I hope you're still doing your homework on whatever segment you're going to pick.
I'm working on it.
J-Mart, if you'd like to come up with your own actual segment other than J-Mart's favorite places to poop in New York City.
J-Mart's Jerusalem.
All right, and his cancer.
Oh boy.
The segments aren't going. We're not going to do every segment every show. It'll be
Yeah.
something to mix up the segments, so they're not always doing. You don't always have to do Mox Mix Match Mashup. We don't have to do Riddler's rankings. Red Baron,
I just
you're
have-
fucking exempt from this. Don't even bother coming up with a segment.
I just had a segment.
What do you got?
Okay. So, the process of building the studio with Peter, we big fans of Storage Wars. And
Clemente.
and we were talking about, Dale Sheets.
Anybody
And-
get it? No. All right.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
I just said Clemente because your name's Red Baron.
No. All right, yeah. But Daryl
Oh,
Sheets is one of my
my.
favorite
Jeff got it.
characters. But I thought similar to Machcine Washables segment. What if we had a storage unit which has a player or players you can bid on, but you don't know what's inside, and you could do.
So
a
I think
Daryl
the new
Sheets
segment is.
interview.
I think the new segment is how many beers can Kendall drink in 3 hours.
And I'll tell you what. That's a $14 bill there, Brando. And I'm,
All right, so Souls.
I'm looking for more beer to have.
Yep.
Souls, break it down for the listeners. What is?
I got you.
What is Souls' Fantasy Spotlight all about?
So, it's any sport.
Okay.
Hey, the heat just turned on for you guys listening at home.
So,
This was
what I'm
chilly
going to
down
do is
here.
I'm going to explain. I'm going to pick players.
Well, why don't you just explain that?
Just shut your fucking mouth. I'll be able to.
Whoa!
Go
That's
ahead.
not appropriate for the show.
Explain.
Anyway, shut up, Massey.
Come on.
Anyways,
So what is it?
so I'm picking
Come on,
players
tell us.
that have fantasy upside as of today.
In what sport?
In what sport?
I said already, in any of the sports.
So any sport.
So right, like today,
Golf?
I'd be doing basketball. That's
Okay,
most.
well, I guess that's what we're looking for, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Changes
then,
every week.
When baseball season happens, I'll do it for baseball.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
We're in. Souls' Fantasy Spotlight. Tell us what you got.
Okay, so I'm gonna do 5 just because.
5. Don't you think it's a little much?
You know, that's one for each position you cock.
All right,
We
go
have
on.
fun here.
So if you're either doing FanDuel or doing your
What
random...
about 6?
Fine, I'll do 6.
Just let him go. Let him go.
6th man.
So if you're either doing FanDuel or regular fantasy league, I'm here to help you.
Okay. We're talking for this week. We're talking about
This week.
correct. This week. That's got to be emphasized. This is not your season. This is not
Correct.
what you're trying to bank on. This is this week. If you're competitively playing, Souls is your answer, and he's going to tell you week to week.
Yeah.
So for this week
He's a
of
guru.
our January 28th of 2019, Souls, tell us, what do you got?
So for point guard, my fantasy pickup, or if he's not picked up or whatever, is Patrick Beverly. He's playing about 40 minutes a game right now because a lot of people on the Clippers are hurt. They're not playing Milo Telodovich. Lou Williams just got back. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's underperforming lately, so they're letting him play the shooting guard right now while Shea's playing point guard. And that while they've been doing that, he's been averaging 10 plus points, 10 plus assists, about 8 rebounds a game.
It's the guy we left off the 3-and-D there.
So Pat Beverly is actually making that Clippers team fighting for the 8-7 spot right now. His production might drop later in the year, but as of right now, he's a must start.
Says you.
Listen, rebuttals will come at the end.
For shooting guard, I have D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah.
Because
He's fucking insane right now.
he's scoring about 30 points a game.
He's
the last
got ice
couple
in his
weeks.
veins.
The Nets don't really have a go-to scorer. Like he just kind of does all the little things for them as well. Like get to the
No, finish your thought. I have sort of a unrelated statement after this.
But like they're playing so well because of his high elevated play.
I just want to get everybody, well, more so Jeff and Kyle's. What's your opinion on those like striped sleeves that the Nets have been wearing?
No.
They've been winning with it.
I think it's good for basketball.
I think it's bad for the
Why is it
sport.
good for basketball?
Horizontal lines is like a huge part of society.
Yeah, but if you're on the ground, it's a vertical line.
Let's get back to the basics.
You're absolutely right.
Small forward, Souls? Jabari Parker?
Oh yeah. So another Clipper,
Come up.
Tobias Harris.
With the
He's not playing 40 minutes, but he's definitely the go-to scorer of the
playing
Clippers.
39 and a half.
Hello.
He's definitely the guy that they look for to score the ball. But Gallinari's hurt, and they just don't have a shooter on that team really. And he's the best one they have. I mean, he played the 4 as well, so like if you have a trouble at the power forward spot, he's your guy as well. Power forward, a lot of people might disagree with me here, but I personally believe Jaren Jackson Jr. Because of the Conley and Gasol trading thing, his play is going to be more. He's going to get more minutes. He's going to be the go-to guy because they're not necessarily just going to sit the 2 guys, but they're going to miss games just so they keep him healthy so they can trade him. We already saw what happened to Oladipo. He got hurt. He can afford to play 40 plus minutes a night.
all right.
Do you think the production is going to be there?
Yeah.
The minutes will be there, but do you think he's...
I think he'll get a lot of
he's,
rebounds
what,
and
20 years
blocks.
old?
Yeah.
19, 20?
He might not score, but towards fantasy-wise, with the blocks and steals and rebounds,
Yeah.
he'll be there. That's fine.
That's where we're dropping, boys.
Number 5, the center position. It's kind of an easy one, but Nikola Jokic. He does so much for that team.
Not Dwight Howard?
No. He scores, he rebounds, he passes. He's going to get you at least 40 points a night. He's just that type of center. He's an offensive center. He'll get blocks because he's 7 feet tall.
Yep.
And then he wanted me to do 6. The 6th guy would be Mike Conley. He's trying to go to a team that's contending. So he's trying to prove to other teams that he still has it. He's had a very good year anyways. He can still score, and he can pass the ball. Right there is going to get you at least 25 to 30 points a night.
Give me a 7th.
All right, so you've heard Souls' fantasy spotlight. If you agree and or disagree, please let us know. And listen, if anyone on the panel here, I mean, The people who would really disagree are J Mart and the Riddler. So if they had a disagreement, they'd probably be, fuming already. But I feel like there's somewhat of an agreement. I mean, I could be wrong. Do you guys have anything?
No, I want to see if anybody gets this. So just not ESPN on Instagram just posted this photo, saying everyone who thinks that Anthony Davis is going to go to the Lakers is an idiot. Why would he go to a team with the initials LA when his jersey says NOLA? No LA. That's right. Clippers, baby. San Francisco Clippers. No. Souls, I like that. Good for you. You did a good job.
Yeah, I like it.
If I had another person, I got another.
I would say your most skeptical one would be Jaren Jackson.
The only person I would really honestly place him for would be Domantas Sabonis.
I would rather have Sabonis, to be honest, until Jackson starts putting up numbers.
So let's say somebody has the ability to pick up all those players. Who's the one they got to go after?
Tobias Harris. Okay. He does so much for that team.
It's true.
Can you actually hear him piss?
Yeah. I can hear from he's right above me.
You don't know that.
Over Mirotic, or not Mirotic, Jokic.
Well, because he said, if all the
if you
players.
had to pick one, it's got to be Jokic. He
Okay,
does everything.
yeah. I was thinking if they were all
He
fit.
scores.
I'm like,
He's a playmaker. He's handsome. I mean, he's tall.
he is not handsome. That guy is ugly. But he is. It would probably be Jokic, but I'm thinking like
man.
Harris would be the free agent, I guess.
All right. I like it. Souls' Fantasy Spotlight. Good job, Souls.
Quick disclaimer: Kyle has the rights to 50% of all FanDuel money made using his advice.
He's actually the founder of FanDuel.
Shout out to FanDuel. Make you happier.
Not a sponsor.
Not DraftKings.
I couldn't figure out
That was
DraftKings,
so
but I never
loud.
used it.
Mass, you have a segment yet?
No, I don't.
You got to have a segment. If you don't have a segment by the end of this, you have to finish the private stock.
So have fun driving home, bro.
It's not going to be fun.
So does that mean that J Mart and I are still doing our segments tonight? I have mine.
Mine's gonna be J Mart's jurisdiction.
All right.
I just haven't figured out any.
Well, actually,
content
but
yet. I really fell in love with the.
Can I tell you what, Jeff? I actually had a segment for today, but no.
It's just like that great movie idea I pitched that
Right.
time.
No,
back
but
in the
can I
day.
tell you what it is, Jeff?
What's
because
that?
I pitched to the group today. We were talking about Souls' Fantasy Spotlight.
Are you pitching the one that you actually posted? You said
No.
Oh.
But I accidentally, Jeff's name, got switched to Janet's.
Oh, so
wait a
funny.
minute, wait a minute.
Well, no one responded.
Judge
It was so
J-Mart?
funny.
I was at work.
It was so funny, but no one responded. But J Mart, I thought that J Mart's jurisdiction would be good because.
Yes, Karen. Oh, sorry, autocorrect.
Oh, correct. It kind of works for girls' names too. You son of a bitch.
Prissy girls.
Yeah, but with two L's.
What? No, I'm just joking. But J Mart, it'd be good if you found an article online that you disagreed with and you just crapped all over it, and that could be J Mart's jurisdiction.
Too easy.
Stephen
Well,
A.
if it's so
Alright,
easy, then
so
do
that'll
it.
be
Then
J
do it for
Mart's
next week.
So we got to get Kyle posting articles weekly now.
But for right now, it's gonna be Judge J Mart, where it's gonna be really quick around the horn. Just make a sports statement. You're either guilty or innocent. If I agree,
So this
you're
is
innocent, and I take a shot.
So this is a hot
If
take, is what
you're
you're saying.
I like this.
guilty, you are, and again, I have the say.
Okay, I like that. All right, let's
That's
do it.
actually
Let's do
really
it
good.
now. Who wants to lead off? Anybody have a bold?
All right.
Marco's first.
It's essentially
I
a
don't have
hot
one.
take
Okay,
thing.
I'll
It's
do it.
essentially-
Who wants to lead off?
Go ahead.
You.
Kyle.
You said I'll
we
do
don't
it.
even have to do
Okay.
around the horn. We could do like one person,
Yeah.
just a real quick thing.
Nah, I like the around the horn.
Yeah, the round the horn is
All right.
fun.
Because we'll
Do you get a
in the
chance to
future,
rebuttal?
This isn't on the spot thing, but in the future, we'll announce before the break we're going to do J Mart's Judge J Mart, and then you have time
I
to
like the
prepare.
name.
Yeah,
Okay.
Judge
I
J
need a
Mart.
gavel.
All right.
Here, here's my phone.
No,
Ju-
no.
Oh, there's a gavel right there. It was
This
meant
is-
to be.
this is working
Careful,
out
there's
very
lightning
well.
involved with that.
That's true.
All right, J Mart, are you ready for my hot take?
Sure.
Yeah, we are.
The Patriots win the Super Bowl, and Tom Brady throws for less than 200 yards.
Innocent.
Shot
I
private
could
stock.
very well see that happening. I could see it being a more defensive game. Not a lot of offense.
Oh, Kendall's an idiot.
Paul keeps touching
Oh, smug, are we? Overruled.
Weird. Come on.
Objection.
I got attorneys at the wazoo.
Souls?
The starting right fielder for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Guilty.
will be- Will be Bryce Harper.
Again, guilty. Go ahead, have a sip, Souls.
What's 7 on? I
You
can't
want
hear
him to be
myself.
so the Phillies make the playoff. And
Just have a sip.
I can hear you, Pete.
You just wanted me to do
7 is a Riddler.
Am I 6?
You're 6. You want to turn yourself up?
A little bit.
Machcine?
Okay.
The New York Knicks trade for Anthony Davis.
Confliction.
Retrial. We'll revisit that in a week.
The rumors
Recess.
are there.
We're just gonna leave this here. That's it.
This is a recess.
Mass?
The Rams will win the Super Bowl off of a missed call.
Oh, that'd be the best.
Life in prison. Give him this.
Where's the funnel?
No parole.
Peter, do you have one?
Oh.
Yeah, the NFL's going to let the fucking Rams and Saints redo the game, even though it costs $100 million.
Guilty. I wouldn't want to win it.
You have to do the private talk now.
Then we'd be that team that had the asterisk
You gotta do
next
it,
to
man.
it.
Could you imagine?
No,
Hey,
no.
you-
It
no,
would be
not right now.
misery.
I can't drink.
Not right now.
That's
I gotta wait
Listen.
till I go to the doctor.
In a couple weeks, we'll get him. We'll get him.
Start a lock. Start a
He'll,
lock.
he'll be so drunk that we'll have to bury him in his own studio.
behind this wall.
just set up a
we'll do
cot
our
in the
show.
side room.
Yeah, Peter's behind us somewhere.
Behind that wall's mold.
If you're not, you hear him fart. You know?
Behind that wall's mold and rocks.
But
Put
you'll
you
be
where the
safe.
ghost lives in there.
Are you guys done with this segment?
No,
I
Riddler,
want
do
to
you have
touch
a
on
hot take?
something.
All right, once Riddler gets his.
Keep touching my leg.
That's what the show is all about.
Derrick Rose makes the All-Star game.
innocent. He's making the All-Star
Pass
game.
it down so you can take a shot.
He
Nah,
might
I don't
not
want to because
start,
we're
but
both
he's
lovers of Derrick Rose.
Kendall could take the shot because he's a Derrick Rose hater.
That's not true, but I'll
Bullshit.
take the shot. I'll
You
take the
have
shot.
always disliked him.
No, I've always hated
You've
him.
had nothing but bad
Should
things
we
to say
not
about him
talk
on the
about
Knicks.
Derrick Rose?
I've never said that.
You gonna go see the baby?
I've said
Let's
that.
go back to the Oh, Souls. You're
Yeah.
lucky this time.
Yeah, I'll tell
Peter,
you
what do you want
what.
to touch on?
I'll tell you what, Miss Trial
Hey,
Martin.
hey, Peter?
What?
You said you had something you want to touch on?
Yeah.
Sup?
So I don't know who's in this room, what you guys support or anything, but if you follow my shit, I'm big.
Yoey.
I'm big on politics.
Show's
I don't
taking
care
a
who
turn.
you like. I don't care who you go for. It doesn't matter to me. These sports people need to stop when I'm not going to the White House. It makes you look like a fucking baby. I don't care if you support Trump, if you don't. When you are a billionaire, millionaire,
Right on.
whatever you are, and you don't go to the White House because you're a fucking baby, or you bitch because they're getting fed Big Macs, you have bigger issues, man. Like, why? Sports people aren't going to be able to, like, you're not even going to be able to hit each other anymore. Like, you know what the rules that are going on with football and everything now, and baseball and everything else. Like, you're not going to go to the White House. First
I'll
of
tell
all,
you what.
don't even go talk to Trump. Go to the White House because
What?
Washington lived there, because Lincoln lived there.
I'll tell you what. If I was a professional sports player and had the opportunity to go to the White House, how I felt about the current president in the side, I'm getting a free meal. How could you put that aside of anything? Like, I can't. Oh man, I can't have the food. Because I dislike
Baron,
Trump so much.
Baron, they're millionaires.
You
They
could
do
drive
not
down
need
the
to worry
street
about it.
from like Clemson University.
Well-
and probably hit up a McDonald's.
Well,
On the way
Souls.
to the White House, they're going to stop
Souls.
at a Burger King
Souls.
or
Well,
McDonald's.
my thing,
Free.
but,
I'll
yeah,
go
but
free
my
meal
thing is,
anywhere.
Yeah,
here's,
but you're not going to go because you don't like his. Come
I don't
on.
disagree with you, Peter. I'm just agreeing with Kendall because how many other meals are really paid for?
I actually have I guess
Every NFL player I know for a fact, every NFL player that plays for the Chicago Bears has breakfast and lunch for free
Yeah, but
every
it's
day.
not even about the meal. Like,
but
you're
that's what
not
Kendall's
going.
point is about. Kendall's point's about passing up on a free meal. That's what Kendall's
But you know
point's
what-
about.
you know what
I
the thing
think
is-
I think it's absolutely absurd as a professional athlete or anybody for that matter.
Clemson went.
I think it's absolutely absurd
they
for
made about, like,
anybody
30.
that lives in the United States to pass up on the opportunity to go to the White House, even if, like what you said, just for the historical ability to view this monument that is
I wonder.
attested to
Okay,
so
well,
much American
I'll
How
tell
history.
you
many
what.
people hated Obama and still went to
Well,
the
here's the deal.
fucking
Here's the
White
deal. I'll
House?
tell you
So
what.
ridiculous.
I mean,
I think-
people didn't go then too.
I don't even want to go into politics.
I think
it's childish.
Well, here's the deal. I think a White House meal is on par as like a really good hotel.
They
almost
served
anywhere.
fucking McDonald's.
Okay, but
But here's the thing. Listen,
I'm excited about
White
that.
House coach
They-
or a Ruby Tuesdays coach?
you have children
my
looking
point.
up to these sports players, and the kid's gonna be like, "Well, mom, why didn't what's his name from Clemson go to the Super Bowl or White House.
Because he's a little
Oh,
bit.
because Trump is the bad man and he hates black people. So right away, this kid's 6 years old and he's being taught racism already at 6 years old. It's ridiculous. And if he was a proven racist, then he'd be fucking impeached by now. Get over that shit.
He's a proven sexist.
Well, so am I. You never been to a strip joint?
No, I actually haven't.
Never. Never looked at a fucking porno.
I didn't say that.
All right, then you're a sexist. It's so hypocritical. The guy's a billionaire. What do you think he did with his
took
money?
13 shows, but Mass tickled the fancy of everyone here.
If you were a billionaire, would you not fuck everything and anything that you could?
I'd fuck everything and anything I could for no money.
Exactly.
I was gonna say, why does Buddy have to be involved?
Yeah.
Oh God, just listening.
I've watched those horse videos.
He was a man prior to this shit. I don't forgive everything he's done, but I don't forgive anything
I'll
I've
tell you
done.
what, I'm going to the White House for taquitos. So it's like it doesn't matter. To
Kendall,
me.
stop talking about food. This isn't about food.
It is about food.
No,
it's
it's
all
not
about
about
food.
No,
It is. It is.
Riddler brought up a really good point about food. I'm actually curious about this. Can players opt out of like some kind of meal opt into their contract and get more money? Like
No.
they have to bring their own lunch?
No.
And you're talking about college kids that are getting paid that they're not supposed to, and they're going to talk about morals.
Yeah.
Like that truck you got in your driveway isn't a moral breaker.
Yeah, those F-150s or 250s or 350s. J-Mart, we want to speak on that for a second?
All of a sudden, everybody's got a fucking conscience.
J-Mart's actually putting a kid through at Providence University right now.
Brian.
Oh, Brian, my
Brian
bad.
University.
Brian, my mistake. He actually has him. It's a Sebring you got him going with, or
Sebring convertible.
She's a Hispanic
yeah,
high
Sebring.
jumper.
And on
She
top
learned
of
from her
it,
father jumping out of windows.
all you fuckers live in Wallingford.
Prospect.
yeah, no. Wallingford is kind of the
Also
host of all
is in
racism of
Prospect.
the Northeast.
Yeah, Kyle and I live in a whiter town.
Prospect.
Yeah, our population is pretty much who's in this room.
I hate
Me
to
and
tell you,
Kyle.
I live right next to Naugatuck. It's not that.
The
way.
problem is
I live in
No,
Rocky
Prospect's
Hill.
pretty white.
Prospect is on par with Wallingford without the public buildings.
Every
So
black
that's the
person
problem.
that's in Prospect is driving through it.
Yeah, or working there.
But I don't know.
The old coal mine.
Hey, wait,
I
so-
wouldn't pass up the opportunity to go to the White House.
No,
I'd go. I'd tell fuck. I'd
Well,
tell
now
Trump to fuck
here's
himself
Mookie.
and then just be like,
Mookie's not going. Why? Why?
Well,
Why?
I think really all of it really
Ortiz
stems,
went, didn't he?
There's just such a big divide.
I think all of
It's
it really
bullshit.
stems from Kaepernick. I really do. I think Kaepernick.
But they don't like him. They don't support him.
No, I think it also because Kaepernick was the first player to really use the platform that he was on to really make a stand against something really big that made a huge impact. And now these players, they don't want to do the things that Kaepernick did because he got blackballed.
What impact
But-
did it make, though?
No,
besides
I
the
understand what I'm
vision?
saying. He got
it
blackballed
started
because of the choices he
discussion of
made.
something.
But a minor version of that would be not going to the White House.
Well, Kaepernick was the first, maybe of our generation. I mean, athletes in the past have
no,
done.
I understand what you're saying, but
Just saying.
that's different.
No, it is. It is
That
different.
is
I'm just
completely
saying.
different. That is against a war. The whole Owens thing in the Olympics. That's against a war. I mean, Kaepernick's probably the first person to really use
he
the
used to
NFL.
stand for something, though. That's kind of the point I was making.
What?
He's not the first person to do it, but it was for a different issue.
Yeah, but Kaepernick's probably the first person to do it in such a major way, in a domestic way.
Yeah.
Kaepernick was doing it in a way that didn't affect anybody but the people. It was the United States against the United States. And these players, I feel like, are using the ability to not go to the White House as a platform to be like, I'm making a point without
Yeah.
being blackballed like Kaepernick was.
But did Kaepernick do it as an injustice from cops or just whites?
No. I know what you're saying. I agree with that. He did it as an injustice from cops.
Yeah.
But
Right.
but I'm saying
Just cops. Then.
but I'm saying
So then he alienated his own race too.
he did. I think Kaepernick did.
Yeah,
I think Kaepernick's been on
there's
record
some-
saying it.
Yeah.
He alienated his own race.
Kaepernick got the advice to do that from an ex-Marine.
Because Chicago's 90% black on the force.
See, I also
No,
believe,
I agree.
I believe that Kaepernick would have been better received if he didn't have a terrible season the year prior.
I
If he
disagree with
did
that.
the year after they went to the Super Bowl, I think it would have been perceived 100% differently.
Well, I agree in the sense that it would be a higher controversy if the guy threw. If he had a Mahomes type
Yeah,
season,
absolutely.
we'd be talking about this even more than we are
But
right
the,
now.
The thing
It made
is
it easier to blackball him that he didn't
right.
have
But
that
the thing
season.
is they said that. All right. So when Trump did this whole shutdown, he's throwing a tantrum. What was the difference between him and Kaepernick? Kaepernick could have took his money and his capital that he had and did assemblies across the schools. If you want,
He's donated all his money.
He
that
has.
had.
But
He's donated a lot of that.
he took a situation and made it worse because because 80% of the people that watch football are white.
But I don't blame
And
Kaepernick.
he took it and made it a white issue.
I don't blame Kaepernick for what he's doing. Kaepernick didn't make it a white issue. The media made it a white issue.
Well,
Kaepernick never once came out and said this is against
Mr.
white.
Afro with the fist in the ear is a racist comment.
I understand that, but Kaepernick never once came out and was like,
He
this
did
is
the whole Black Panther thing.
But he never came out and said that my protest is against white cops being injustice against black people.
But cops, right?
He said it was against black violence,
But cops shoot people all the time.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I don't think. But my point I made about the Kaepernick thing, it wasn't to bring it up to have a discussion about Kaepernick. I just think that Kaepernick being open about his protest and his reasonings was a gateway for these people not going to the White House and things like that, because it's a way to say fuck this without having the kneeling during the national anthem, with the quote unquote disrespect that got Kaepernick blackballed the way it did. Because Kaepernick's never going to take a snap in the NFL again. But these players, they don't want to do that. Steph Curry and the Warriors, they don't want to do something that's going to get them to a point where they can't suit up for the NBA again. So they do it.
LeBron's on his way.
But it's just by not. I think that's
Have
what.
you watched his HBO show? That's a fucking totally racist show.
I think
he's like, oh, I don't ever want to be friends with white people. You can't do that. And I'm not trying to make this a black and white political thing. I don't mean to bring your show down. But we're talking about athletes, and your show is about sports. Athletes need to take a different kind of stance. It's Martin Luther King wasn't even as fucking against white. Anybody.
Well, the problem is the two sports you see it in are basketball and football, which is two sports that are predominantly dominated by African Americans.
How long before the players start taking a knee because every good quarterback is white?
No, I think the knee thing's over.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
I know other players that are still doing it.
I know a couple players still do it, but it's not highlighted in the media anymore.
Yeah.
It's not a focus on thing. But you see it in these two sports because they're heavily populated by African Americans. You don't see this shit in baseball. I mean, I know the Mookie Betts thing, you brought that up, but you don't really see this type of stuff in baseball happening. It's not happening in hockey.
Well, why isn't it happening now?
Hey, there's black players in hockey. Wayne Simmons.
Can you name 5?
Yeah, thank you.
Wayne Simmons.
Not the guy who
Ray
drives
Emery.
the Coney.
Christian Reeves.
Well, you know what's interesting?
Hold on.
Jeffrey Slater.
Not to bring up the point, but are they all 100% black?
That doesn't matter. They're black.
Well, you know what's interesting, real
Snoop
quick?
Dogg, please stop.
Kaepernick's not 100% black.
Snoop Dogg is.
Tell him to stop pronouncing.
Dogg is
Ice Cream.
100%.
PK Subban.
Yeah,
That's
You know
what
what's
I was waiting for.
and-
But you know, it's an
Super
interesting
fan.
subject.
That was going to be a
Since-
strong finish, but I
I
kept
know.
getting cut off.
Since we're kind of on it and just kind of perhaps put a wrap on it. For a half second, everyone in the NFL community was, an uproar because of the black coaches that were fired. But here's the deal, and Mach and I talked about this exclusively. Those guys were not winning.
Just you guys only talked about it, nobody else?
No,
We happen to be in the car.
No,
I meant,
Yeah, no one's understanding that Cap was doing shit.
So, we look at Marvin Lewis in his
16
16 seasons was 0-7 in his playoff career. As a guy who's should have been fired 10 years ago, but wasn't. Hugh Jackson was 1 and what's the math? 1-31 in his NFL head
Steve
coaching
Wilkes?
career.
Steve Wilkes to me was the only one that was kind of iffy.
But you know
what?
what?
They gave him one
Here's-
season.
here's-
I don't think the Cardinals even wanted him.
But no, boys, Sol's exactly right. It doesn't matter, black or white. There's been coaches been fired in less than 10 games, and it's happened many times. It has nothing to do with your race. If you're not winning and perhaps the recipe isn't right for what you plan to do, you're going to be fired. But
And the other
people are.
coaching job.
There needs to be a separation between politics and sports. That's the way.
And
I
but
look at it.
and J-Mart, you're absolutely right. But however,
I disagree. I think that these people, you got actors that are allowed to speak politics.
I'm
well,
not saying
Mass,
that they should be able to express themselves, but it's just absurd.
Well, you're right. But the thing is, in 2019, we're ready to separate offensive play calling versus someone's race, and that's not the case. Either you can call plays in the NFL or you can't.
It has nothing to do with what
and
race
you're
you
right.
are.
But the thing is, at this stage in the game, that's what we're dividing it down to, and it's placed in a lot of ways because of certain things that's happening in politics, and it shouldn't be the way. What J. Martin is saying is right. There should be some certain separation, but at some point in the past, what do you call it? 5 years, 10 years?
In the past 4 years, it's like we went back 200 years ago.
Exactly.
It's the problem is everybody was like, oh, when Obama was president, every white person hated him. No, Obama segregated mostly. Obama will go down in history as the worst president as far as segregation of the cops and for everybody else. He strutted around like he was a fucking salesman at a car dealer. Like he had that John Travolta strut. And now all of a sudden, because y'all hated Obama for years, now Trump is here, the whitest Christian in the world. Now we gonna hate on him. Like you didn't see this shit going on. And all of a sudden it's too much now. Now we're going. If Martin Luther King was alive right now, he would be rallying for Trump. You don't understand that. Martin Luther King would be like, what is going on? All this I got shot for. Why are we going backwards? Like, we had a big argument on my show last week to where someone brought up slavery. And then Tara and Andy were on there like, no, you don't realize there's more slavery in Russia and Sweden than there is here. Like, you haven't seen slavery in 200 years here. And
so, and Peter, you're absolutely right. Because, we treat a lot, especially in sports, a lot of people treat things as like it's the first time it's ever happened. And
what if I was a white player saying, fuck all the black motherfucking coaches because they're all fucking Uncle Toms, like LeBron said about white coaches. Like LeBron's like, all NFL coaches are fucking slave traders. How can he be allowed to say that and get away with that in this day and age? Like, if it weren't for people like Jerry Jones and everybody, you wouldn't be having these checks.
If he wasn't LeBron James, he wouldn't get away with it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, he has a show on HBO that's very
standard.
Yeah, he's like, what did he say? He said the exact words were all NFL owners are plantation owners. What? What are NBA owners? Mark fucking what's his name? The Dallas
Cuban.
Mark Cuban, yeah.
Is he not a fucking rich white man?
It's something I've always found kind of funny, like in sports when players are traded for cash. It's like you just sold a guy.
Yeah, you're slavery.
That's
you
what
just sold a guy.
Yeah, so it's like let's wrap this up real quick because we're running out of sort of time. We got a lot of stuff to cover. And, Peter, I'm very glad he comes on because he.
Well, I'm not doing it no more. I feel like
listen.
One of the
Peter,
fucking Trump hater.
No, we're not at all. Listen. There's a lot of amazing stuff.
Okay.
One of the things, Kaepernick aside, what I think is positive that came from it is a lot of other players kind of within the cities they play for started opening things up community-wise.
Yeah, but why do all the protests and now they have the shittiest year? At the end of the year, their playoffs, they're playing the anthem again. Remember they cut the anthem off all year, right?
So
why did they play it last week?
There's inherently a disconnect.
And they had a white chick sing it.
There's inherently a disconnect.
Melissa Etheridge.
Yeah.
Because of all the stuff going on. And unfortunately, it's important that we talk about this on all platforms. It's important that we talk about it, but right now, it's like what's going to be solved right now, it's perhaps not as being talked about.
I'm going to tell you why. That whole Neil thing was a fucking plot.
Well,
because their fucking ratings were shot.
And perhaps it is, and I don't disagree. Nor do I disagree. I think in every aspect of our political and major social life, I think there's a lot more that goes on than we know about, and I absolutely agree with that. But we have to stop this right now because we missed on a big aspect of our show, and that's Riddler's rankings, and we have to get to that before we close. The show's coming to an end soon. We got to get Riddler's rankings.
Well, we still about 30 minutes.
But we got to get Riddler's rankings.
Riddler's rankings. We still got to do our AD predictions.
Yeah,
10:55. Shit.
No, we started at 8:30.
So we got some layover time. This is
We're
the
Kmart.
test show.
We have layaway.
What do you want? Tell us what you want.
No, I need a category for Riddler's rankings. Something off the top of the head. Souls, what do you got?
Top 5 centers.
Right now or all time?
Right now.
All right. Top 5 centers in the NBA right now.
Omar
Asik.
Right.
Yeah, Omar Asik, 5 through 1. Let's see. Top 5 centers in the NBA. All right. You guys discussed something. Let me give a quick think about it.
Okay. I'm going to pitch this to Souls real quick. Okay? So, Souls' Fantasy Spotlight, kind of coincides with a very similar thing. Hey, you tune into our show randomly. Souls, what is the NBA or NHL, whatever we're talking about? It can be both, whatever you're interested in at the time. What are the games to watch this week? What are the games that you specifically think?
Well, I gotta look at the schedule real quick.
I will tell you what.
Super Bowl.
You screwed him over. You put him on the spot. And you
put him on the
screwed
spot.
him over.
No, but, well, listen,
You screwed him over.
Well, so can you give me the NBA matchups that you think? If you can look at it real quick, I can stall for you as much time as you want. So Souls is going to give us his NBA matchups for this week, which I'm sure we'll clean it up in our inaugural PPRN studios. And you guys watching on YouTube, I hope you've enjoyed. You're looking at my dumb face in the bottom left, but I'd say we got a great view, and our PPRN guys as well as the GSWD guys. We brought in a bunch of our. I would call it. What do you call it? Not swag.
We are going to have to tilt that camera a little bit.
Which camera? We're talking towards you?
The one above you, it's got to tilt to the side a little bit. Kyle's kind of cut in half.
Kyle was cut off, but here's. I'd like to explain. I'd like to explain for the viewers that this is a trial run.
Yeah.
Of course.
We've said it before.
We're not done with this. Has got to be cleaned up big time.
Souls, what do you got for matchups?
Meaning nothing will ever change.
For the NBA, Sixers Lakers tomorrow.
Screw you, Mass! I'll fight you in the parking lot. That's a driveway.
TNT tomorrow night, 10:30.
TNA.
Embiid will probably be playing. Butler
Mike
probably
Canellis.
not. Just the Lakers keep struggling. People are saying that Lakers are a playoff team. They can win into the second round. I personally don't think so.
So where's Anthony Davis going? Let's get to the chase.
No, where's those rankings, bro?
Go ahead.
Well, you mentioned a half a game that occurred. We were trying to bridge this.
And Wednesday night is Jazz Trailblazers. They're both going to be fighting for a 5 to 8 seed. They'll probably both get in. Jazz have been playing great. Blazers have been playing great. One great defensively, one great offensively. So we got to see whose strengths are better. And then lastly, Thursday night, Bucks Raptors, 1 versus 2.
All right.
Bucks Raptors. When's that? Thursday night?
Thursday night.
Antler combo.
First one?
We
First
won't-
of the doubleheader?
We won't tell the networks because we don't care about them. But
Not in first Kawhi.
screw them. But Riddler, do you have your rankings for? Excuse me, for this week. Excuse me. Bad gas I'm having. Switch from a double IPA to a
so
whatever
for me,
I'm having.
number 5 is DeAndre Jordan. I just think that he's been playing at a little bit lesser of a clip offensively because hasn't the benefit of having like a Russell Westbrook around him that finds the open guy. Doncic's more of a create his own shot, score the ball type of dude. But I still think that DeAndre Jordan, you look at his free throw percentage, how far it's gone up. He still can produce offensively if you need him to, and he's still a defensive giant down low. I mean, he's not as youthful as he once was, but I still think DeAndre Jordan gets the job done in the paint. Number 4 is Vucevic. He's playing at a very high clip right now. He's just not the right fit for that Magic team.
He'll be traded by the.
He's going to be traded by the deadline, and I think that he's going to have some serious success elsewhere. But he's making a really good case for himself, and I think he's going to do really well.
He's actually making a very good case for the Magic to get a great return for him.
Yeah,
Maybe some Mo Bamba.
Number 3 is Marc Gasol. I know that Memphis isn't necessarily playing as well as they should, but Marc Gasol is always going to be a stud at center. He's defensively very good. He can stretch the floor very well. He can body pretty much anybody in the NBA down low. He can compete physically with anybody. He's got finesse moves. Marc Gasol is the type of guy that he could very easily be the guy that gets 8 points, but has 6 assists, 2 steals, 4 blocks, and 20 rebounds in the game. But he could very well also be the guy that has 35 points in the game. Number 2 is Jokic. Just all around real good. The guy's pretty much a triple-double machine at the center spot, which is very uncommon. We've seen a lot of passing big men.
Quick question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna propose this to Mock. Mock, if you can get this right, I'll give you $100. Guess Nikola Jokic's nickname. Nobody help him. He gets one guess.
It's the Greek Freak.
Joking Jokic.
Close. The Joker.
I was right.
You were wrong.
You owe me $100,
Why
sir.
didn't you ask me that?
I know you would have got it.
But I just think, for me, that the only reason Jokic can't be number one is because I just don't think that Jokic has the ability to completely take over a game by himself. He's an all-around really good player that benefits from being on a team that is going to sound corny, but he benefits from being on a team that benefits from having his abilities. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Gotcha.
And then number one, there's no doubt about it. Wendell Carter Jr. Joel Embiid. Guy's just when he plays.
He mostly plays.
He's an animal down low. He's very physical. I think that Marc Gasol and DeAndre Jordan are the only two centers in the NBA that could go 48 minutes with him defensively. That have the physicality to stay with him. But he can score from all over the floor, and he's an amazing shot blocker. He's very quick on his feet, very light on his feet. He's an amazing footwork type of guy. He's shaping up to. I don't know if Souls is going to like this comment, but he's shaping up to be the star of the Sixers and knock Simmons to the role player of the Sixers. Not that Simmons is going to be role player caliber. Simmons, no, but I think that it's just
trade him.
I think if the Sixers were asked right now, last year, a year from now, 3 years from now, like, all right, we got to shake this team up. What are we going to do? Then I think Embiid's untouchable compared to Ben Simmons.
I agree.
If they could go back, they'd get Nerlens Noel back.
Joel Embiid's one of those guys that just really. He's not just important to the team; he's important to that entire city. Like when he played, that
city burns things.
I mean,
when
he's not
win.
really. He's not like Michael Bennett caliber important.
Hey, that guy loves
He's
the
Big Dick Nick.
loves the Sixers.
You know what I'm saying, though?
No, I do.
He attracts all the fans that really basically go to the game.
So real quick, if you had the opportunity, at a Sixers game, to try and get his autograph, would you take it?
Embiid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you wouldn't just...
So you wouldn't just stand there and
yeah,
not
get
get
Kyle.
close?
Embiid's right there. Go get him.
Because we watched you bail on it.
First of all, no.
If you had the chance to
pussied out.
When I was at the Thunder Sixer games in Oklahoma City, that's exactly what happened.
Nobody?
They're like, hey,
Nobody would?
hey, Ben Simmons is right there.
You just stood there and you're like, oh, I
Who
can't get
does
over
that?
there.
I'm sorry.
Dude, I get starstruck.
Nobody.
Hold,
I
hold,
met-
hold,
No,
hold,
you're
Riddler, I'm sorry. I missed
No.
it. I missed it. Hold on.
That's all right.
Souls, finish what you're going to say.
When I met Pete Rose, dude, I was the quietest fucking guy in the entire world.
Nobody? Still nobody?
I was like,
I heard about Jordana.
Well, you can pretty much piece the rest together.
So
It was a question about Jordana.
she'll be there.
Yes
when
or
we're there.
no?
So well,
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Nope.
No, Mark said yes.
Would you
and
get pegged by Jordana?
Yes.
yes, and Mark's gonna double it, is what he said.
Well, speaking of Jordana, she'll probably be there when we get there.
All right. Anyway,
You think that? They had probably a high turnover at the NBC Sports Arena. They go through girls there every 15
Now,
minutes.
she was working the
they
last
go
one.
through girls like Johnny Sins.
Whoa!
That guy was a veteran.
That's my toast.
He was a
influence.
doctor,
An astronaut.
a teacher,
And
a
my
father.
Most
My
importantly,
Dongo's boyfriend.
Jamer said a veteran. Not a veteran, but a
A
veteran.
veteran.
All right, Mass. This is the moment of silence. You have 3 seconds to announce your segment.
What if you don't like it?
It doesn't
Listen,
matter. You have to
Matt, you're
announce
fired.
Matt,
Three,
you put it
2,
all on the line.
1.
Esports Live.
What is it?
So, are you talking about people who play video games for a living?
EA Sports?
Yeah, I don't like that.
I didn't think so.
Well,
You're fired.
so
It's not the content I don't like.
What's
It's
the
that you don't
premise?
Incorporate your name into the title. Mox Mix Match Mashup. Souls' Fantasy Spotlight. Judge J Mart.
Fine.
Riddler's Rankings. Red Baron's rambling nonsense bullshit.
Fine.
there's
Incorporate my
no
name
segment
into
for
it.
my thing. I just do
Fine.
what I
Incorporate
want.
my name into it.
No, I still don't like the content. Yeah. But I dislike it more that you didn't put your name in it.
How about Massey's Masquerade? You wear a mask and do whatever the hell you
if
want.
we start talking like Rocket League, then Rebecca has to talk about wrestling.
No,
No,
not Rocket
ignore
League.
her.
He's talking about like the people that play like Madden for a living.
However, real
Well,
quick,
Rocket League's an esport.
real quick,
Yeah, it
I would like to pitch
Yeah, but
something.
that's not the sport. We're gonna focus. Cricket's a sport. We don't talk about it.
I would like to pitch one thing because it's a big part of the show. Can we do and she wants it. Can we do a reader appreciation?
For what?
Yes, we can do a reader appreciation.
Well, here's the deal. She puts the show out for, when we put it to all, she edits it.
Everybody will bring
What is
her a
she
chocolate
looking for?
milkshake for the day.
Make her wait 4 weeks, like I had to wait for my trophy.
You gotta start boasting her every show now?
No, but
No, for a week.
Rita, thanks for everything you do. All right.
But do you think it would be fun to do the question game and all that?
I think it would be
good.
fun. Let's do that.
It would be a good thing.
All right, so here's the deal. I'm all for it.
So Riddler, you seem out. You seem out immediately.
You know how many questions I asked and she said people that didn't even exist?
Hey,
or hadn't played?
Listen,
I could ask her right now, name my 3 favorite linebackers that played for the Chicago Bears this year. I guarantee you that Brian Urlacher is an answer.
I know. Listen.
Yes or no?
Do I agree, Riddler? Absolutely, I do. But here's the deal. We have.
Thank you very much.
We have people who participate behind.
Look, I appreciate everything that Rita does for the show. I appreciate Mariano Rivera. I appreciate Derek Jeter. I appreciate all the Giants that she likes. I'm not sure who, because she probably likes Giants that haven't played for the Giants. But I appreciate Rita is a very much pivotal part of the show. Not important as us.
No, you're right. But logistically, she is important.
Outside of the people on the microphones right now, she's probably the most important person on the show.
You're right.
Carl Landry.
Rita appreciation.
AD moves.
I want to go last.
No.
Please?
You can go second to last.
Just because I don't want to say
I didn't ask for an answer.
Can I go last?
No.
So
can I go second to last?
Are we opposed to a Rita appreciation for a half hour next week?
Let's do it.
Let's do Rita appreciation.
You want to do it right? I mean, well, she said she had questions. I thought we ought to do the game.
Yeah, fine. It's great.
Let the boy watch.
Miss, you can't talk and then I'd be like, right, I need some sort of a preparation before you say the nonsense you're gonna say.
Carl, where are you going?
Uh-oh.
Getting a beer.
Oh, God.
Jamar, doing the last bush.
Grab my
Forget him.
last little juicy.
Forget him. I'm having the last bush. Give the bush to me.
So you were saying
there are a lot. All right. So what are we doing? Are we doing the basketball thing, or are we doing?
AD?
Okay.
No, we're doing AD. We're going to talk about AD. For those of you who do not follow NBA or were not up to date on any NBA news, shame on you because this is probably the biggest news of the season so far. AD has announced that he does not want a contract extension with the Pelicans, and he is demanding a trade.
Is there a reason for that?
He wants
They
to be.
suck.
He wants to
he
contend.
wants to play for a contender.
He wants to play for a contender, or he wants to go to a team that can be a contender in the time frame of his max deal.
Yeah.
The Pelicans are not that team. So I don't foresee any sort of Mass had mentioned something that he heard that AD said he's going to finish the season out there. I didn't see any reports of that. I don't think it's a not possibility. I do think that AD could finish the season out with the Pelicans, but I don't think that if the right offer came through for the Pelicans, they would not. They wouldn't be like, oh fuck this, we're going to try anyway. So who wants to go first?
Sure, fuck it, why not?
All right. Does everybody who has things prepared? J-Mart? Machcine?
Yeah.
Baron?
I will admit.
So no, you don't.
I don't. No, I don't.
Okay. So we'll do everybody but Baron.
Solus, can you hear me?
No.
Are you guys headphones working? Real quick, we're having a technical issue.
Hello.
No, my headphones aren't working.
Nope,
That's
not
fine.
at all.
I don't use them anyway. They probably got unplugged. Matt's probably unplugged them with his foot.
It could be. Hey.
No, just.
Well, I mean, one person.
AD.
That's what's going on.
Matt's is going first. So Matt's go.
All right, so the Toronto Raptors are going to trade for AD. They're going to give the Pelicans.
Kyle's throwing up.
Is
he
he?
throwing
I just
up?
want to
Right?
hear the trade.
Was he not going to throw up already?
No.
Is that what you said?
Go ahead.
It depends on the trade.
Pascal Siakam, Jonas, I'm not even going to try and say his name, Deion Wright, and their first-round pick, and they'll get Darius Miller and Anthony Davis.
So you read that off of Bleacher Report?
Yes.
Yeah.
I told him to.
Which means Kyle did. And that's where he's getting his.
No. The only way that trade can make sense is if the Raptors give up Fred VanVleet.
Fred Van Fleet.
That's it.
Is that true,
let's
Riddler?
I
play
heard
it
Leighton
back.
Vander Esch.
Is that true, Riddler?
What?
Do you agree with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the player, but I think that the Raptors have to give up more.
They need a point guard, the Pelicans.
Yeah.
They have Drew Holiday.
He's a shooting guard.
Please. He's a playmaker.
He's going to be the scorer.
You gotta forget positions when it comes to basketball, though. He's
Yeah.
a shooting guard. He's a point guard.
They need
Your
somebody
point.
to get
You
him
got
the
to
ball.
look at the NBA as you have to look at the point guard and the shooting guard as one position, and your small forward
All
and
right,
power forward is
I'll
one
give
position.
you Aguga and Nubek.
Realistically, though, I mean, like your center is an exception. Like
Aguga and
Embiid is an
Nubek.
exception. Cousins is an exception. But your point guard and your shooting guard are almost interchangeable. I mean, you look at like the Rockets. The Rockets, when completely healthy, are one of the last true teams in the NBA. In that you have a big man down low at the 5 that doesn't stretch the floor, a 4 that can stretch the floor but isn't lights out from 3. A 3 guy that plays defense, a 2 that scores a lot, and a 1 that's playmaking. Outside of that team, there isn't really a lot of NBA teams built that way anymore. But if you look at the NBA, your point guard and your shooting guard are interchangeable. You can have a point guard that scores and a shooting guard that playmakes. It doesn't have to be the other way around like it used to be. I mean, you go back to the mid-2000s, early 2000s, you look at, I mean, just go through the list. Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Jason Williams. I mean, all these guys, even somebody as little as like Eric Snow. I mean, Eric Snow was a mild playmaker and shot the 3. He was never the guy that took over a game. There were not a lot of Russell Westbrooks from 2000 to 2009. But I agree with you, Souls. I think that the Raptors have to give up more. So, I'm going to sell on the trade because I don't think there's really much more the Raptors would be willing to give up because they are a heavy contender right now.
I don't think the Raptors need to do it.
I don't think so either. I think the Raptors are not a complete team, but I think the Raptors are very well balanced because they have their superstar is a guy that's not known for scoring. So they had to come into this season feeling comfortable with the guys they have offensively to support that. And so I think that's a good fit. So I sell on that trade. Machcine?
I believe that the Los Angeles Lakers make the move for Davis.
Okay.
I don't know exactly, what it would take, but from what I read today, scrolled on me. It would probably take, a lot of the youth talent that the Lakers have, and probably their first round pick to get him. But I do think that the Lakers will offer. I don't know where it went here. It'd probably be like Kuzma, Lonzo, and probably a first round pick. I'm sure there'd have to be other players, but I don't know many Lakers.
Probably have to include Ingram.
Yes.
And that's one of those things where I don't think it's a bad move by the Lakers, but I also think it changes the whole complexion of LeBron's here to mentor and bring this team up. You're just blowing the team up for LeBron, and it's just exactly what happened in Cleveland. He's going to destroy the Lakers. That's how it goes. And it'll be Davis on the Lakers by himself.
When LeBron leaves or retires, it'll be a better version of what the Cavs are now. It'll be AD instead of Kevin Love, and then a bunch of trash.
And the thing is, too, you look at the
it'll
success.
Be the Pelicans.
The success
stuck
he had,
in the Pelican situation again.
Success he had with the Cavs was because of Kevin Love. They were a great tandem, or duo rather. Now you take Anthony Davis, who is in ways similar to Kevin Love, just very advanced in other areas Kevin Love isn't. So it could work.
My thing with the Lakers is if I'm a Lakers fan, I'm not really that excited about AD just because AD for me is not a 5. And at this point in his career, I think LeBron's way more effective as a 4 than he is as a 3. So you're either putting 8,
they toyed with LeBron at the 5.
But I'm saying, you're either taking away AD's efficiency as a 5 and putting LeBron at the 4, or you're taking away some efficiency from LeBron at the 3 and a lot of defensive prowess because LeBron has the athleticism to deal with anybody at the 4 spot except for maybe Anthony Davis. So really, I feel like you're kind of hindering one person's talent. J-Mark, you want to go next?
I look at a team that's desperate to win, desperate to beat the Warriors, and has already shown their desperation with a lot of their moves. Houston Rockets. So you extend Clint Capella. Contract-wise, he has to be part of the deal. It gets a little tricky to include because you're not just going to do Capella for Davis straight up. There's no way the Pelicans would be willing to do something like that. You got to put some sort of package together with enticing players to help. So
yeah, they're going to want something to help push this rebuild
obviously,
to a fast
no
start.
matter what team, the first-round pick is a given for next year. perhaps 2 in the Rockets' case, but I
Maybe
think
even
someone.
3.
No, 3 is a little stretchy because you got to throw someone for salary reasons again. But I think an Eric Gordon would fit. You know, they have Holiday, give him a similar kind of playmaker, 3-point shooter guy. But either way, they're a desperate team that wants to beat the Warriors. Capella's a great center. He's an up-and-comer. You have Davis and Harden alone. That's realistically, you're looking at 90 points out of just 2 players. It gives them a big lift defensively. And really, I don't think they lose too much if you do a Capella-Davis swap. Eric Gordon, serviceable. Plays good, but I think it's just because of the teammates he has. So I definitely see the Rockets making a desperation move here.
Kyle, you want to go last?
Yeah.
All right.
Can I ask a question real quick before you go? And it's only I thought of something while Jeff was talking. I mean, Davis coming out requesting the trade and then stating that he has no plans to re-sign with New Orleans. I mean, do you guys think that kind of puts them takes away any possible leverage at all, to where since he's already saying I'm not re-signing here?
Yes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
because a team now we talked about it, it would require so much work. But you look at a team like Boston or maybe like Toronto. They, grant, and this is assuming for Toronto, Kawhi stays. But you look at those types of teams, and those are teams that are not going to be able to really afford to give AD a max contract for multiple years. But for the season, is going to give them a real good push at the championship. And then you just it's like a half-year loan. It's essentially what the Warriors did with DeMarcus Cousins. It's a half-year loan to try to help guarantee him a championship. And then you say, you know what, this was great, but we can't afford to do it. And then you either say we're going to sign Davis and cut a bunch of other guys out of the way, or we're just going to let him go after
thanks
this.
for helping and good luck.
Right. And I mean, in a best case scenario, the Celtics would have been the greatest landing spot for AD. But like we said, there's so many things that would have had to go into it because of the Rose rule with Kyrie and the pick and all that stuff. But if you were to land on the Celtics, I can't really see AD being opposed to going to a team like the Celtics for half the year, winning a championship, and then going out and getting a max deal somewhere, maybe with the Lakers or something like that. I think it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Because I think AD, the only thing AD sees when playing on the Lakers is dollar signs. I don't think, really, honestly, I don't think somebody with as high of an IQ basketball-wise as AD can see the Lakers being a championship team for the next 3 years if they're getting rid of Lonzo, Kuzma, and Ingram to get them. Because now it's AD and LeBron. And we saw last year that Love and LeBron weren't enough to do it. I know that AD's better than LeBron, or than Love, but they're still not enough to get it done. And Rondo's not going to help. I mean, it's not like if you get rid of those three, you're getting rid of the young, promising talent. I mean, mine, like Jeff's, I think is more of a long shot, but the Chicago Bulls. Hometown kid signing to, going to play for his hometown team. It would be, I don't think that AD wants to play for Chicago just because he's expressed interest in wanting to play for a championship contending team, and the Bulls are very far from that right now. But a player like AD helps push that much further forward. And the Bulls front office has proven to be very unpredictable over the past 4 or 5 years. I mean, just, first example is the Butler trade. Not a lot of people saw that coming. It would require a very big trade involving a lot of youth, but I could see the trade being something along the lines of maybe the Pelicans get Markkanen, Chandler Hutchinson, Jabari Parker, this year's first round pick. It would have to be unprotected because with AD they would get their lottery percentage would shrink, but they'd still be a lottery team. Mm-hmm. So it would have to be unprotected just in case they get a high lottery pick out of the deal. And then there would probably have something along the lines of like a first round pick for another year and maybe like a second round pick. And then the Bulls would have to get the Bulls would probably get like Anthony Davis, Tim Frazier or Ian Clark, if either of them agree to a trade. I think Ian Clark has a no trade clause.
Which is hilarious.
And it's or not a no trade clause, but like a trade decision, like what Melo had. So like the team can be like, hey, you're a part of a trade, and he can go, nah, fuck you, trade's not happening.
That would be my only demand if I was like, I want a no trade clause.
Yeah.
So it'd be like
I want to do what I
it'd be
want.
a Tim Frazier or like an Ian Clark, and like maybe like a second round pick next year or the year after, whatever year the Bulls don't give up a second round pick. Because you're getting you look at the Pelicans, you're getting a lot of promising talent in the paint, and then you're getting a good pick to go after some sort of point guard type of mentality to lead the team. Because Kyle's right, the Pelicans need a point guard, and I don't think the Bulls are going to part ways with Dunn. They're not going to part ways with Levine after this contract. I don't think they'd want to part ways with Markkanen. And I think that they maybe could get away with keeping Markkanen, but they would really have to overpay, which is a hilarious thing to say when you're talking about someone like AD overpaying for Anthony Davis. But I think if Markkanen wasn't part of the trade, they'd have to give up like Carter, Hutchinson, Parker, and maybe like 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. Because Markkanen's kind of proven himself. But like I said, I would be willing to take any under in the world for that Vegas would have to offer for him going to the Bulls. I just think he wouldn't want to go given the fact that they're in this still early stage of a rebuild and not championship ready. So he would really kind of be taking a lateral move in terms of championship contention. But as Souls has pointed out so many times on the show, athletes love playing for their hometown. And Davis grew up in Chicago, and he's a Bulls fan at heart, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. I just think I think that the Pelicans would finesse the Bulls for more.
Too much.
Not too much. Because like I said, Anthony Davis is one of those guys where I don't think anything is too much. I mean, if the Bulls were like, here's Markkanen, Carter, Portis, Jabari Parker in the next 6 first-round picks, like, yeah, that's too much. But, like, in terms of two teams that know how to finagle deals, they're not going to they're going to overpay without overpaying because it's Anthony Davis. It's not like they're going to overpay for like Grant or something like that.
I'm curious, and this is from somebody who doesn't pay attention. Is there anybody in history you would ever give that deal for?
What?
Whatever the deal you just said was overpaying.
What, like 4 like young prospects and 6 first-round picks?
Yeah.
Yeah, LeBron James.
Would you?
Like right back to the Cavs, LeBron James, or last season with the Heat, LeBron James? Yeah. I'd give that deal. You saw what LeBron James did last year with the Cavs.
You saw what J.R. Smith did last year with the Cavs.
Yeah.
The legend.
You saw what Timothy Mozgov did with the Cavs.
Yikes.
Souls?
Yeah, Kendall.
No, Kendall says he doesn't have one.
I do have one.
Is it ridiculous or is it real?
Well, it is perhaps
It's
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
All right, so Kyle.
No, wait. Can I say my thing, though?
Go
Okay.
ahead.
We all know what the Knicks are about.
Oh.
So here's the deal. J-Mart, you got to my back of this. J-Mart is a much more devoted Knicks fan than I am.
Here's
But
the
please
thing.
listen.
I'm just curious to hear what you have to offer the New Orleans Pelicans besides this year's first-round pick.
Kendall, I don't want to hear anything else from you. What's the package?
So here's the problem.
No. I don't want to hear that. What's your package?
Okay, so can I bring up my roster real quick? Because I never trade for draft picks. Never.
This is something you should have
You're
done
not gonna
before we
have
did
to
this.
You're not getting Anthony Davis without giving up this year's
You
first-round
have
pick.
to convince Anthony Davis
So here's the
to
deal.
play
Please,
for the Knicks.
Please.
You
have-
have to trade
Kendall,
your pick
Kendall,
and
Kendall, I'm
Porzingis
gonna tell you
and
right now.
probably Hardaway. Yes, Porzingis.
3 out of the 4 people here.
Absolutely Porzingis. They are not going to accept anything less.
You have
Okay, so
15
here's the deal.
seconds for your
3
roster.
out of the 4
15
people-
seconds.
We're
Three out
gonna
of
get in a
the
fight,
4 people.
Kyle.
3 out of the 4 people at this table are very knowledgeable when it comes to basketball. And
There's
all of
5
us,
of
I
us.
think all of us can look.
There's 5 of us.
At this table, there's 4 of us.
So who would they give up for?
Mock's not here.
Wait.
Oh,
You know,
he's
is
fucking
that?
But
Is
I'm gonna be willing to, even if Mock was here, Jeff, Kyle, and I think all of us can look you in the eye right now and tell you there is no shot, there's no chance in hell that any of us would be willing to buy in this deal, even remotely even imagine a scenario which this deal works where you do not include this year's first round pick from the Knicks.
So here's the deal.
100%.
Porzingis is... Listen,
give this
if
shot.
I recall, you son of a bitches, this is
You
my
guys
pick.
right now
This
are
is
like
my pick.
the Knicks
This
right
is my
now.
pick.
I understand,
All
but
right,
the Knicks
go
right
ahead.
now are like 25% chance of
This
first round pick.
is my pick. You know, and we're real quick to jump on what I plan on doing, of course. You know, so I was relying on the internet here, but Porzingis is a huge part of my trade, and of course, the first time here at the studio, I can't have my roster up with me when I'm trying to deal with this, which is very unfortunate for radio especially. Okay, so here's the deal. I can't get what I want. So here's the
You
deal.
can't get the roster?
I was
Sorry, I'll get
gonna
the-
go off my phone.
Who do you
I was gonna go off my phone. Okay.
Those two guys have to go.
Cantor doesn't have to.
Seriously,
All right, here, I'll give you the roster right now.
all right,
I'm
go ahead.
going to read off the roster to you right now, okay?
Yes, please.
All right. Porzingis, Manuel Mudiay, Enes Kanter, Courtney Lee, Lance Thomas, Frank, the point guard.
Little Aquino.
Yeah. Hardaway Jr., Dotson, Trey Burke, Kevin Knox, Mario Hezonja, Luke Cornett, Mitchell Robinson, Alonzo Trier, and Noah Vonleh.
I will give you everybody for AD.
And then Kadeem Allen and Isaiah Hicks.
I will give you everybody for AD.
And they'd still reject it.
Would they?
Burke,
100%.
Lee,
You're done.
Porzingis,
Trade's been completely warped.
Burke, Lee, Porzingis, and second round.
No.
No.
It's rejected already.
That's
You
Not
could
true.
you could offer the Pelicans right now. You could offer them Porzingis, Cantor, Hardaway, Frank, and Knox, and they would turn it down.
Please explain.
Could I
to
offer
me.
them my
Can I-
entire team and they would still turn it down?
The NBA would turn it
So
down.
please explain to me where it appears to me that there's drama
They can do
I'm
that.
gonna go ahead
regarding
and explain to
Cantor.
you
Hold
why
on.
this doesn't.
Hold on. They
either
can do that?
Is the Cantor drama real or not?
yeah.
It's all
Is
himself.
it real or not?
To an
Is
extent.
it real or not? No, it's. Listen, we're talking about international problem. Is it real
It's
or
not,
not?
No, that's irrelevant. That's completely irrelevant.
How so?
He's mad because a rookie is taking his playing time
Okay,
because
so-
he's not producing
so it's-
defensively.
so what you're saying is
what are
that
you getting at?
So it's not real then.
What's not
What's
real?
not real?
I'm trying
The
to understand Enes
international-
Kanter
the-
drama.
The Turkey issues are real in terms of
Okay, so-
the London playing. Like he wouldn't go play in London because he didn't feel safe. That's real. But
So,
the issues with the Turkey government are not real in terms of his lack of productions in the NBA. His minute cutting is because he's not
He
producing.
does not
So
play an ounce of defense.
The reason your trade's not going to work if you're not giving up the first round pick is because with the Knicks record right now, even if they get AD, the Pelicans would have a very strong chance
Okay,
at
so
getting Zion with the Knicks pick.
I understand what you're saying, but I guess I have a
Zion.
question about a logistical
Zion,
standpoint.
whatever. I'll take the private stock.
I have a question
But Chris
about.
owes a lot of private stock because he just asked who that was.
I have a question about logistical standpoint then.
Second player in college
So
basketball.
what if Enes Kanter is in as much danger as he
I know who
claims
he
to
is.
be
Okay,
in?
I actually know who he is.
What is his standpoint?
First of all, his value isn't even that high.
So I don't care about.
Enes
I don't.
Kanter
I don't-
His international shit is blown out of proportion
So
by
that-
his own mouth.
Enes Kanter's
Okay, well,
value has never been that
so
high
hold on.
because Enes
Wait,
Kanter.
wait.
I'm giving you your reason.
No,
Enes
no,
Kanter.
that's what I'm trying to quiet everyone
Get rid
else.
of the drama. Get rid of the drama.
Okay,
Get rid
Riddler-
of all
Riddler
the Turkey
explain.
drama. Enes Kanter's value will never be that high because as a big man, he is an offensive threat in the paint that can't play defense. That can't exist. You will never be a top tier 4 or 5 in the NBA if you cannot play defense but can play really well just in the paint. That brand of basketball is dead.
Okay, so
You cannot
but
be
Riddler-
bad defensively and not be able to stretch the
Okay,
floor.
so Riddler, I'd like to pose a question to you, J. Martin Souls.
He's very good in the paint.
Okay.
Enes Kanter is very good down low in the paint. Enes Kanter
wait.
can play with the best defensive
Okay.
players down low in the paint
I
offensively.
asked. Sorry.
Okay.
But Enes
No,
Kanter
that-
can't even hit the mid-range jump shot consecutively, and he's trash defensively, at least right now. We've seen greatness from Enes Kanter defensively.
Okay.
He has played well defensively. Jeff, don't you dare nod your head.
Not for Nick.
No,
so
but
wait,
he
wait,
has,
wait,
I'm
wait,
saying.
wait, time out. This is my question. So then, why is there so much stress upon the situation
It's
that's
the media
involved.
blowing it up. There's
Okay,
no
no, I
stress.
understand. So can you please, all of you, please take your time, break down the situation for me that I don't understand.
Okay, so
The media.
One
is-
at a time.
All right, I'll go
Riddler
first.
first.
I'll go first, then Jeff. All right. The media is blowing up this news about Enes Kanter because it's non-basketball related news. It's this
Okay.
world news with all the media hype in the world about terrorism and shit like that. That it's something to talk about an NBA player that's not NBA related. Just like we
Okay.
talked about earlier with Kaepernick.
All right,
It's just
stop.
non-Kaepernick related.
Jeff.
I appreciate
Jeff,
that.
go
Okay.
ahead.
So he bashed the Turkey government, and he has a quote
Is he
unquote
Turkish?
friend,
Yes.
Okay.
that
His
lives in
dad's a
America that was exiled
terrorist or
from
something.
Turkey, who is a rival to this opponent politically that he bashed. In Turkey, you can go to jail for bashing someone politically. So
Gentlemen, slide the mic over.
it's right here. So with
Jeff,
that being
Jeff, I'm
said-
sorry. It's what's coming up in the thing. Just slide it
Listen,
over.
relax, man. Relax.
No, I'm asking.
It's
you.
right here. I
We'll
can't
just
slide it
speed up-
over anymore.
We'll speed up
You
through the
can,
Enes
you can,
Kanter
you
thing
can.
because this is becoming political again.
I'm
So either way, Enes Kanter, the main drama right now in New York is that he's mad he's not getting played because he's being outplayed by a guy that makes $15 million less than him. That's it.
Who
Did
more
he play
athletic?
good enough to earn that
And has
paycheck?
way more promising of a future.
And
Why did he
that
get it?
guy, Mitchell Robinson, if anybody
He had
wants to
upside.
know,
He's not proven.
personally, better defender, better shot blocker. They don't need him to be offensively great.
The long and the short of it
Okay.
is that Enes Kanter's brand of basketball
It
had
died.
the shortest window of any brand of basketball, and it is long since dead. You cannot be in the paint offensively dominant and have no defensive prowess and no outside range.
Okay, so
That is dead.
The spotlight of New York has done him no favors.
Why did he get paid so much money if that's all he was? Though?
Because
The
because
Thunder
it's
paid
the
him, not
NBA.
Knicks.
he was a
the
young,
Thunder paid him.
The
He got
Thunder
because
paid
when he was a Thunder, Enes Kanter played some defense. Not
off
lights
the
out.
bench. Off the bench.
Off the
That's
bench,
that's
he
the
was
big
very
But
good
at the same time,
defensively.
he's a 7-footer. He's in his young 20s. He had upside.
How old is he
just
now?
hasn't lived up to
Like
it.
28, 29.
25.
so can I ask you one
26.
final question?
He's in his mid 20s, but the thing is since he's gone to New York and the money has been like,
28,
here's the money, and
maybe.
New York's like, we're going to make you a starter. He has shown that he can still be very good offensively in the paint, and that's it.
He can
When he was
rebound,
coming
too.
off the
That's it.
bench, he was playing very well defensively. He was scoring offensively. He's still very good offensively. He might go through spurts and whatnot, but of not being great.
but he's not worth the paycheck he's getting right now.
It's not that he's not worth a paycheck he's getting. Offensively, he's worth the paycheck. It's just his brand of basketball is dead. He is the
All right,
last
wait,
of his
wait,
breed.
Riddler.
Can I ask one last question? Can we put
No,
this to
give
bed?
us your package. We need your
listen,
package.
My package was I claimed before, including Enes Kanter. So, one last question before we put this to bed about Enes Kanter. It's more about his basketball play than
Yes.
the media thing.
Yes.
100%.
If
Okay.
the Knicks would make that trade, I mean, the Pelicans.
Okay. Well, that's
No, they would.
Listen. This is
do
what I
you want?
wanted. This is what we listen. You guys know better than I do. That's why I posed this question. Okay. It's not an attack. It was a posed question. I just
Fuck
wanted
you
to know.
guys.
I wanted to
Can't
know.
might be a part of the deal.
Okay.
But
So
Knox would be
wait. So
there.
There's never going to be a
Frank
deal
would
between
be
the Knicks
there.
and
So here's the deal. Here's the
Hardaway
deal.
Jr. would be there.
The
No.
Knicks. The Knicks
Two
would have.
first-round
The
picks.
Knicks would have to give up. In my opinion, the Knicks would have to give up Kanter. They'd have to give up. Or not Kanter. They'd have to give up Porzingis, Knox, 2 first-round picks, and more.
And the Pelicans would still say no.
And that would be for just Anthony Davis. There's no neither side would be willing to do that. The Knicks' only bright spot at this moment in time is Knox. And if they give up Knox for Anthony Davis, they're putting Anthony Davis in the same position he's in now, a non-contending team with even less pieces.
It would be a ploy to get another superstar into New York.
I agree with that, and I think tons of other superstars have the will and desire to come to New York. But the fact of the matter is another superstar is going to come to New York. They get him maybe this offseason, whoever it might be, and then they have 2 superstars, but they still have nothing else. They have no starter depth, they have no bench depth, they have no rotations, and you cannot wait to build that through the draft with 2 starters. They're going to get bored quick, and they're going to want to leave.
So,
So
this is
so
my
what-
theory. The only way to get Davis on the Knicks is if he signs there in the offseason. He's going to
Exactly.
get rented out somewhere else. If the Knicks can say, hey, we just got you Kyrie Irving and a few of our young pieces are still here, will you sign? Then maybe yeah. But fuck
The
no,
only
they're not
way
going to trade.
in my opinion, the only way Davis goes to the Knicks is if the Knicks are able to say to him, "Hey, we have Irving and we have Knox, and we want you to be the last part of this big three for us."
Big shit show.
Other than that, I don't see Davis suiting up as a Knick until the end of his career.
When I say just keep on rebuilding, fuck
Does-
Davis, you don't need him.
Does the NBA have a salary cap?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's like very big though.
It's like the NFL's, except there's 12
it's
guys.
inflated as hell right now.
No, it's nothing like the NFL. It's way worse than the NFL's.
In terms of
Anyone can
In
get
terms
a max
of-
deal.
In terms of, there's people in the NBA right now coming off the bench with max contracts.
No, that's what I mean. Like the dollar amount is similar to the NFL. It's
Oh.
just there's 12 guys versus 53.
is it bad because a team like the Warriors created like a super team and showed that that's the only way
They
you're going
didn't
to
create
win?
No, because they have
They
players
didn't-
that are taking
the Warriors
cuts.
didn't create a super team. Steve Kerr didn't create a super team. Mark Jackson created a super
They
team.
pretty much drafted their super team and got lucky with the players that they drafted.
That's not true. They acquired Durant and Cousins.
But so, I'm saying like
But they won a championship without
Thompson,
Durant.
Curry,
Exactly.
and Green.
Mark
all drafted.
Mark Jackson should go down as one of the best drafters in NBA history.
The only reason why he got
All right,
fired.
so we got
All right.
we got to roll. What's your
Mine into the Los Angeles Clippers,
Oh,
Okay.
for fuck's
and that's a
sake.
ploy for next year. You'd have to
You
give up
guys
Tobias
realize
Harris.
we've all been yelling for the last 2 minutes? Like, it was a nice, calm conversation.
Well, I have to-
somebody
Everyone's
brought up the
yelling.
Knicks.
You'd have to give up Tobias Harris,
What?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander,
Who?
2 first-round picks,
That's a lot.
Montrezl Harrell.
Okay.
Are you taking that deal?
It could be for Anthony Davis. It could be for like Darius Miller, Aaron Clark, whatever.
Those guys are irrelevant.
Whatever the cap makes you have to throw in. But I can see them doing that because one, the Clippers are trying to get Kawhi for next year. Anthony Davis can bring Kawhi to LA.
I can see that.
So like that's the only reason why I say the Clippers.
No, I can see that.
It-
All right,
it-
real
it-
quick, souls of not counting your own, and Jeff, I'm gonna do it to you too. Of not your own, what are the two most likely possibilities that you heard tonight that you could see AD going to? So not
Clippers. I'm sorry, Lakers or Rockets.
the okay. Jeff.
Lakers, Raptors.
All right, and I want to say Lakers, Clippers.
So
it's
he's
gonna
going
end
to
up on
fucking
Lakers.
Lakers. That's what we...
Lakers?
No,
Lakers.
it's not. That's the thing. The only reason the Lakers is because the media is really blowing up how much
yeah.
the Lakers
And they have
want.
like the young core that everyone thinks is great. Yeah,
They're not that great. Let's be real.
we know.
From a non-basketball watching fan, how many years does LeBron have left?
5.
Around there.
I'd say that's fair.
How many
You know,
years of
you know
elite
why the
play
Lak-
does he
you know
have
what
left?
the Lakers fans
3.
need a reality check. The best player on their team since LeBron's been out is Lance Stevenson.
In
That should-
fairness, he's playing very well this
No,
year.
he-
For whatever
No,
reason,
he is,
I don't know
because
why.
He's having fun.
Yeah.
He's having fun, and that's the thing. But that should be a huge test to what the Lakers youth movement is. There are a bunch of really talented, very promising superstars that
They
are
don't-
not having fun playing
That's what I
basketball.
mean. They don't have that instinct. They seem
LeBron
like
came
they
there,
look
and instead
for
of treating
LeBron.
it as an opportunity, the only person on the Lakers right now that's treating LeBron being there as an opportunity to be a learning curve and have fun is Brandon Ingram.
And Josh
Kuzma
Hart.
and
I'll
Josh
give
Hart.
it to Josh
Kuzma
Hart.
and Ball are treating it as a we have to play to the LeBron standard, and that's bullshit. And that's why LeBron should have never went to the Lakers. If I'm the Lakers, that's why I would have never wanted LeBron.
Is
You
he
had
holding
so much
them to
young
that
talent,
standard?
and you needed to mold it. What?
Is he holding them to that
No,
standard?
LeBron's holding the Lakers to the I want to win a championship standard. Do whatever you got to do, cut whoever you got to cut, trade whoever you have to trade
That's
to
what he's
get
always
me
done.
to the championship. LeBron is a team ruiner. He did it to the Cavs the first time, he did it to the Heat, and he did it to the Cavs the second time. Look at every team LeBron's played for, and look at where they were the year or two after he left.
Shambles.
Dwayne Wade is putting up starting numbers off the bench because of how bad the Heat really are.
Well, they're very good defensively. They're just not good offensively.
But he's putting up good offensive numbers off
Yeah.
the bench because
There's nothing
they
else.
don't have anything else depth wise. All right, we got to cut this up. We got to go. It's time to jump ship. So, social medias. They'd love to know where they can find us, Machcine.
Be sure to find us on Facebook and Instagram at Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter is GSWD_4.
Make sure you use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses, whether it's getting drunk with sports or just making very terrible claims about the Knicks.
Subscribe on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play,
I had a question.
iHeartRadio, Spotify. Pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast, we're there.
Anywhere you can find things that come through your headphones, that's where we are.
Be sure to check us out every Monday night from 8 to 11-ish on the PPRN Radio Network.
Ish Smith.
Be sure to check out the Peter Pino Show
Ish
every
Smith is
Tuesday
right,
and Wednesday,
trademark.
where I think me and Kendall are both on tomorrow night
Yes, we are.
from 7:30 to 10:30.
Probably Kyle.
I think I'm on the week after that.
So, is you available tomorrow?
Yeah,
He needs a ride home.
Someone to be with you guys.
That's the thing. He needs a ride home.
I see.
Damn, I was really looking to play in 2K. Oh, wait.
You aren't at the dinner.
Yeah, you were really supposed to.
I'm out at 7.
Yeah, you were
Hatfield,
supposed
He's
to.
full of
saying
shit.
big night tomorrow.
Hatfield has joined us through most of the. Listen, we would have been more interactive tonight. We're trying to figure out a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
some technical
Beer
difficulties.
reviews, Souls?
The Super Duper Double Citra, my personal favorite beer of all time.
Over Bush?
Over Bush, over Too Juicy,
Really, this is amazing.
over
Souls.
Milwaukee.
Wow.
The flavor is immaculate. Everything about the beer is awesome. I would have it time and time again, and I would continue to have it time and time again.
How many stars did you give it?
75.
What a fucking review. Put it there. Immaculate.
Kyle took our argument serious last week.
Red Baron?
Ladies and gentlemen, I began with Devil's Hop Yard, which was a beer that I bought for Mock a couple weeks ago. He was not exactly a fan of, but Devil's Hop Yard I had from Connecticut Valley Brewing Company here in Connecticut. 8.6% alcohol volume. What I could have assumed by looking in the can, the color was kind of an amber, a golden type view.
Scripted.
This is why I have these journals, J Mart. The aroma was citrusy as well as earthy, and the flavor was about the same.
Earthy.
It was very tasty. I enjoyed it a lot. I would have it again. Not too hoppy, but it had certain aspects
A little boozy.
that it was very boozy. Would be and
Oh, Mr.
Machcine
Booze.
Washables had this beer before, so boozy would be kind of the one thing I would say. You know, Souls in J Mart. This is not your time. Okay, I could mute you guys in a second, and I just did, and and it's a very tasty beer. So
Good.
I just want to say
How many
that.
stars?
How many stars? I give it 4 stars, and would I have it again? Absolutely.
You guys just throw around stars. J-Mart?
I'm a big star thrower rounder.
So I had
Bourbon County before.
two 8%ers today. The Thimble Double Coffee Stout. I was not that big of a fan. I do like a coffee stout,
Sorry,
but
Thimble
I
Island.
didn't like the hint of cinnamon.
Yeah.
Just personal
Same.
preference. Did
Bro,
not
I'm
like
looking right at the page right now. Was not a
Yeah.
fan last week.
everything
like-
was good until you get that cinnamon. And I don't hate cinnamon. I just didn't like the combination. So
Last week I gave it 3 stars.
it wasn't the worst beer, but I wouldn't go out of my way to
I gave
recommend
it 3 stars, and I said I'd maybe get it again. And by maybe, I mean if it was in the fridge,
Yeah.
I'd grab it. I would
Like,
never
that's
order
what I
it
mean.
at
I
the bar.
can't complain because you guys gave me these. So thank you.
I didn't give a shit.
Um,
Well, I gave you that super duper.
So Kendall, thank you. Because a free beer
It's
is
the
a
best
great
beer.
beer.
Ma.
And the Super Duper Double Citra I also had. And I won't go as far as Kyle did, but it is a phenomenal beer. I've never really tasted anything like this. It starts off like a citrusy IPA, and I swear to God, it's like you drop double bubble in there. It's strange. It's good. So I would get another one of these ASAP.
Kyle's a big double bubble fan.
Chris
These are-
Massey?
These are awesome.
Had what was the flavor? Shock top what? Sunset.
You had
You keep ripping the labels off of them.
the Shock Top Sunset Orange. In fact, you have 2 more in the beer. I'd like to have one if
Go
that's
ahead,
okay.
take it. I don't.
No,
care.
I meant like right now.
Go for it. I don't care.
No, but if you were to bring it to me,
Do I have to?
you do.
All right. Well, it was okay. It was shock top. It wasn't anything special. I grabbed it on the way here. 2 stars out of 5. And
2?
I was gonna say that might be a little high.
2 stars? I gave Bourbon County a 4! You guys are way too generous with your stars.
Oh, also, 2.5 stars, 4.5 stars.
Wow.
I did really enjoy the hooker.
Hooker.
And I also like this beer.
Oh, all right. Mock, Sheed, dry or washable?
So, oh, God. So the
That
first beer I
sucks.
had was the Staropramen from Czech Republic. It is very good. I mean, all the beers I bring home from the Czech Republic are fantastic.
Which you'll be bringing home more soon.
Oh yeah, coming soon.
You should bring back like a whole flight of Czech beers. If you
Yeah, I'm gonna try and bring back some different stuff
Yeah.
this time. But you know, this beer it's just a normal like Czech Pilsner. To me, beyond poundable. I could probably drink about 37 of them because they're light. You can crush them.
Well, the thing is, though, the problem with Czech beers is if you drink enough of them, they start to taste like IPAs.
But then I had the old call to the bullpen with another Czech Republic beer, the Ostravar Pilsner, and it really, I mean, they didn't taste the same, but so similar. Same thing, nice like light flavor on the Pilsner side. Can pound them. Highly recommend. I gave them both 3.5 stars.
All right, so I only had one beer tonight. I drank 4 of them. From Two Roads, I had the Lil Juicy Double Dry Hop New England IPA. And there's really only one way to describe this beer.
5 stars.
It's juicy, baby.
That's right, it is juicy. I'm glad Souls was here for that. It is very juicy. It's very light colored, very like cloudy New England IPA color to it. It's got, a lot of citrus and floral notes to it, and then when you taste it, you get that citrusy. I got a little bit of caramel in it. I don't think that's normal.
Is it better than Too Juicy?
I like it more than Too Juicy because I'm a big session fan because I like a beer. I'm a dark beer drinker. I like the stouts.
Yeah.
I like the porters. So if it's not a stout or a porter, I want something I can drink a lot of.
Yeah.
And so the double IPAs for me don't do it because I can only drink like 2. They're 9.5%, 10%. I like the sessions, these new light style New England IPAs because they're around 5%. And you can drink a lot of them and feel...
They're nice. You can get the full flavor without the
right,
booziness.
exactly. And, I mean, I love bitter. Bitter is one of my favorite flavor profiles in anything, food or drink. But
we're
I just
slinging
thought it was
Hatfield.
light in terms of the ABV. For it gave it really smooth drinking, minor bitterness, very, very juicy. I'd actually, I'm not really a big IPA drinker anymore, but I'd give this 4 stars.
Wow.
Oh, now?
All right.
You
Well-
liked it just as much as Bourbon County?
The Bourbon County I had, which was...
No, you gotta do one of these when you flip the page. There you go.
Yeah, which was the Bourbon County Bramble Rye Stout. But on that note, we'll be back live next week from sometime between 7:30 and midnight.
Oh.
We haven't really discussed what we're going to talk about then. I mean, Super Bowl recap's going to happen, but we're not going
like a diner review.
hang on it.
What?
We're gonna pray to God that these guys fucking sign.
Yeah, we need Harper and Machado to sign. Hopefully,
They won't.
if the AD thing, because I think they only have
When's the deadline?
10 days to do it.
The NBA trade deadline is February 7th.
Yeah, so they have like 10 days.
And also, pitchers and catchers start February 16th.
Catchers and catchers.
So we'll have plenty to report on. I'm not sure exactly what the format is. To be determined. We like to do things on the fly in case you haven't noticed. But I believe we'll have a full house next week at the new PPRN studio.
Souls will be there.
And remember, we are live on PPRN Radio Network every
Download
Monday.
the app.
Download the app. We're live on all things headphone accessible, YouTube, Spotify, all that nonsense. But yeah, until then, I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Mosh.
Gene Washable.
Yep.
Mojito.
I'm Judge James.
The Mass Chris Massey.
And I'm the Red Baron.
Yeah.